What's up, Wolfpackers? It's your boy, Wolf Doggy Dog. Coming on at an earlier time, guys, because NFL, nobody goes up against the NFL. The NFL owns a day of the week here in the States. And Thursday nights and Monday nights, you better be thinking about the NFL too, because it's the highest grossing sport in this nation. So, yeah. Who's going? Chiefs Steelers are going a little later today, and then after that we got more AFC games, and then we got we're gonna have a special guest on in just a little bit. Dallas Cowboys and 49ers going head to head in Wild Card Weekend, so we'll be going over our fantasy football. We'll be going over sports talk, but first and foremost, it is a Fig channel. It is a Fig reviewing channel. It is a figure-based. It's a figure-based, oh, dude, crack me up. It is a figure-based stream, so we're going to be going with figures first, and then, talking about the stuff going on and in figure news, figure things like that. On Instagram, guys, bam, right up here on Instagram, I put up a quiz to see what the newest member of the Wolfpack was, and it is... boom, Deadpool, Sentinel, from Sentinel, the armored, fighting armor Deadpool. And we have got this little beauty of a figure right here, man. This thing is heavy. It's very detailed. God, that's like marble red finish on an Iron Man body. Pretty dope. So we'll be playing, and the articulation on it, man. I've never opened up a Sentinel. I've never done one of these. So I'm reviewing it right now. I'm halfway done with the reviews. So we'll be going through poses and things like that all throughout the stream, and seeing what is good. Just wants a Darth Chewie Funko Pop, I bet. Darth Chewie. That would look dope. But man, Black Chrysanthemum, guys. You guys saw the thumbnail, man. That the stuff of nightmares. We'll get into Book of Boba spoilers in a little bit too. We'll run down all that stuff. Shout out to everyone on replay, man. I guess before we get started, let me start off by doing my due diligence, and drop us a like if you're enjoying our stream. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. We are basic as hell. Drinking a White Claw today, guys. This is your official pre-game leading up until the AFC wildcard matchup. So, cheers to you, boys. LP in the building. What is going on? Yeah. So, going back to Deadpool, I am gonna start backtracking. And picking up some of these guys. Excuse me. The Wolverine was a little bit cheesy. But when you start getting all these guys all together, it's gonna start to go. They're gonna start to go in place. Let me let's go over to Big Bad. Big Bad's where I picked them up. We'll talk about the DC stuff that just dropped in just a little bit, as well as this multiverse rebirth stuff. I want to talk about the Clayface and those guys, but let's just get the pictures on it. Dope. It comes with its own flight stand too, so I'm really juiced about that. I want to see what different flight stands these other companies, these higher end companies come with, and yeah, this is a very doable pose. I'm feeling it right now, just with the articulation that he's got going on right now. He comes with 4, I think in total it's 8 hands. These freaking blasters look dope as hell, almost like RoboCop style gun, and he comes with 4 ninja stars, which one of them just fell in between the crack and behind the computer, so it's gonna be fun to try to locate again. A little bit under the weather, guys. I'm a bit nasally. I know the Wolfpack official haters always say I'm blowing my nose on stream. Hey, I could take an antihistamine and I'll be good. You'll still be stupid. Anyways, no, I took a rapid test earlier in the week. Turns out I am still negative. You guys be safe out there, fig hunting and just living your life. But what I was gonna say is when you get these guys all lined up together, they do look pretty good as armored. So the whole shtick the whole shtick, the whole appeal on this one would be it's almost a what if. Hang on, sorry. It's almost a what if. What if Tony Stark gave everyone in the Avengers their own suits, and this would be the outcome. Spidey's got one. Cap is one that I'm probably gonna want to get now. That this Spidey here comes with the Waldos, so it's a pretty dope little line. Now also, if you have any of the Futile Japan inspired figures too, I know they made a Captain America. There's a Wolverine. I have the Deadpool and the Wolverine. So putting these two, I know it's one's future tech, the other one's they're spread out by about 300 years of difference. But I think they would look kind of cool side by side, getting the future tech with the older tech, and then maybe another a third brand to go with those, and just have kind of like almost 3 generations of different style. Your different Wolverines, your different Iron Man, your different Deadpools. I don't know, just kind of play around with your shelves. Play around with your shelves. Speaking of playing around with shelves, the Wolf Mother finally has a shelf to her own. Stay on. Let me see if I can get this right. Let me see if I can do something right. Keep following us over here. I'm getting ready to drop that on the on one of the posts on Instagram. Yeah, she's got her own shelf now, so she can start decorating. And this is where it starts. It starts with the shelf. It starts with the shelf. Then she wants a whole display case. Then she wants a whole wall to herself. It's oh man, I don't know, man. All these people giving her bad ideas into it. But yeah, I'm liking everything about it. Be on the lookout for the review on this one. Comes with blasters. Comes with a ton of different hand accessories. Comes with its own Sentinel flight stand, which I'm eager to see what it do. And then it's got katanas, and I'm sure you'll be able for these trigger hands. You'll be able to find something that something it can do. Something it can do. Get that money, boy. Says oof oof. Man, you guys can always skip the ads. It's all right. It's all right. I know sometimes, like, if you were to just leave the ads running, like during my videos, for some reason they want to add like a 9-minute ad, a 34-minute ad. It's totally fine if you skip. If you don't skip, whatever. But all right, so translucent. I just put that piece on. This will look kind of dope in the danger room. But yeah, pops in there, and then where do you port in? Because it's a round peg. It's a round port and a square peg. So, it's got these tracks, I believe. Is that how we're doing it? Is that what we're doing these days? Or you know what? It actually came with instructions on how to open this, how to set it up. So. Maybe I'll look through instructions and see what's good. You need that cash for the channel, though. Yeah. Hey, that's where my job comes in, guys. You guys do not ever feel like you're obligated to drop a donation to do this and that. I mean, it helps with alleviating some of it, but I got a job, guys. I got a job, so I can cover the basics. Let me get myself into the chat, and I'll watch one of my own ads, just so a little brajol coming back this way. That's too much Sopranos. I've been watching too much Sopranos, guys. But yeah, all right. The flight stands they come with are some of the best, says LP. Mr. Laser Pants. Guys, check out his channel if you guys have not already. He's on the he's 1/4 of the Infinity Equation. It's always a revolving cast, but Laser Pants and Dante Joker are always they're always there. Check those guys out if you guys have not already. So yeah, pretty cool. I just gotta so you see it right there. That's a horrible view, but yeah, it's supposed to track in. So you drop these tracks out from the backside, and they slot in, and you can pose them and do whatever. So pretty cool, a little different. Kind of sucks that I have to do it live, but says this can slide out. I don't see it. I don't see it. All right, well, besides my reactions to the ads, make it look better. All right, cool. Just rewatched The Sopranos too. Okay, so yeah, very off subject, right? With Soprano talk on this channel, but I'm a lover of mob movies. I can probably watch Goodfellas every day. Every day of the week, I could watch Goodfellas or Donnie Brasco or just something. Carlito's Way is another really good one. I originally saw The Sopranos in their initial run back in was that 99, I think, 2000, up until about like 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. I know there was a pause in between season 5 to season 6, and then there's season 6A and season 6B. So there was it took a little time to develop. Let me just so we say we're talking figures. Let me put this guy up, and you guys can check him out while we're doing a quick Soprano talk. But now with streaming and people being home during the pandemic, it kind of brought Sopranos back to, or it gave it new life on rewatch. Some of the tech is outdated. When you see them on their cell phones and they're the old flip phones, the razors and things like that, you can kind of snicker at it, or they use house phones and pay phones, like some of that stuff. The show ran 20 years ago. So yeah, it's outdated. It's outdated just a little bit, but with the movie, the Many Saints of Newark coming out, a lot of people started rewatching it, trying to get the cliff notes basically for the Many Saints of Newark, which the movie wasn't great, but they tried. They tried. But a lot of people got back into rewatching Sopranos. I'm actually rewatching it with the wife. The wife had never seen it before. We just started season 6A last night. So yeah, that's where we're at. Awesome series. Is it a flawless? No, but you got to remember that in 99, 2000, there was nothing like that on television. Sopranos broke the mold. They had the flexibility to do whatever they wanted, to tell whatever kind of story they wanted, because it was on HBO, because it was on a premium channel. They were able to push the envelope far greater, far deeper in than any other TV show. Similar to like The Wire and Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad had the misfortune of being on network television, but yeah, they were able to push the envelope with things like that. Jamie in the building. What's going on? I'm trying to figure a pose where I can set this guy up and he's not gonna fall. Ruby's 12 Angels. Shout out to her. That's not gonna work. That won't work. I don't think it's gonna work, but. All right, guys. So we are your pregame leading up to NFL kickoff. Like I said, we are basic as hell. Drinking the White Claws. Cheers. Drink them if you got them. What do you guys say we get our guest on? Bam. All right. Invite is sent. Let me get my headphones on, and we'll get some guys in. Talk a little figure. Talk a little anything. Talk a little what it do. Get rid of that. Hang on for 1 second. Let me see what is going on here. And then yeah. All right, so we are waiting for our first guest to pop in. Let me see. Felt hella old trying to explain the payphone to my kids. Yeah, no, it's it's one of those things, man, where you are now that person telling the old timey stories. Going to a library and looking things up. A physical building where you have to go in and look up a book, look up something like that. Me explaining the way a Blockbuster Video works. You know, I was like, yeah, it's like a Redbox. It's like going to a Redbox and picking the movie you want to watch. Only it's a building and there's customers and you kind of have to weed your way through things. Let me see. You ready? All right, cool. All right. Waiting on our guest to pop in. That figure looks great. Would you want a Sopranos type Kingpin show? Oh, that would be good. That would be, yeah, like, okay, with the authenticity of the Sopranos, right? Because that like, for the most part, the talk, the lingo is what you love about the show. It's that grittiness that we were all trying to in the early 2000s. Try to get on all our superhero movies, right? It's like, well, how do you make a good superhero movie? Let's make it gritty. Let's make it something different. Let's make it the Nolan trilogies or something like that, right? So yeah, give me something. Sopranos kind of broke the mold because it showed you the life from the other side. You know, you always see like the Elliot Ness taking down Capone, or someone's bringing down John Gotti, or the Steven Seagal going up against the crime boss. But Sopranos showed you the other version, the other version of the world, right? Not and with perfect balance, because he's the show in itself is about him balancing his mob life with his home life. That's the show in essence. So yeah, I would like to see something like that where they get the lingo right. Maybe even like an R-rated TV show, because you're gonna want to show some of the hits. You're gonna want to show some of these guys getting whacked, something like that. So if at all there's a possibility of getting Kingpin in a Sopranos style television show, whether it's a half hour or 1 hour, seeing it from his point of view, and not so much making him the hero, but like the anti-hero. He is something of a philanthropist, but he doesn't necessarily tell you where he's getting his money from. He doesn't have to. 2% body fat on the guy, Kingpin's what, like 6'7", got to be 400 pounds, 2% body fat. So that would be pretty dope. And then you squeeze in some Daredevil, some Hell's Kitchen, which is confirmed to be in the MCU now. You squeeze in who else in Hell's Kitchen? Punisher. Punisher's got to deal with Kingpin. We can somehow shoehorn talks of a Tom Holland or of a Spider-Man. Some of the goons could be like, oh, well, Spider-Man's out patrolling tonight. Well, that's not a good night to be up there doing stuff. Wolf Mother in the building. What's up, Wolf Mother? What's up, Wolf Mother? Yeah. So hot tip, guys. Walgreens have been getting the Vipers, the Alley Vipers. So right now, start checking your Walgreens for the Alley Vipers, the orange Alley Vipers. Let me see. Let me see if I can back out of this. All right. Apologies, friends. Let me get my keyboard up without dropping everything. All right, Pulse, real quick. Let's talk about what's good. What's going on, Thomas Brock? What it do? Let me see. A rose for the Wolf Mother. Oh, thank you. So kind, Greg. So kind. The biggest problem. Yeah. Yep. All right. I was just getting caught up on the chats. Okay, so this blaster here, and I guess letting the chat get caught up too on the next thing, because the delay messes us up. Can't even talk. Too much White Claw, guys. Too much White Claw. Your official kickoff to the AFC playoffs, or the NFL playoffs. In about an hour. Kickoff is in about an hour. But yeah, with this blaster, guys, it's one of those similar to the Pulse rifle that got released or that got announced about 3 months ago for the Aliens line. I cannot see a 9-year-old affording this. Wanting it? Yeah, sure, definitely. A 9-year-old not gonna be able to collect this. This is legit for the adult collector. Do we have a price point on it yet? Pre-order now. Let's see. Let's find out. I knew it was gonna be out of my price range. So I'm clicking on it now. This is the first time we're finding out. $109, $110. Well, it was priced. I mean, it's authentic. It's authentic. If you're into cosplay, and I like this feature. I like the chambers, right? So you get 4 shots, you pump and dump, drop a new one in, and let it rip. Pretty cool scope. Does it work? Does the scope work? At $110, it better. It better. I mean, think of the air rifle you can get for $110. So cool cartridge. You lose those darts. Good luck getting replacement darts on those. Nice box art. I'm sure this says Boba Fett in. What is that called? What is the text in Star Wars called? Can someone help me out? Oof, already with the shots, bro. God, that was so 2021. Yeah, we were doing shots for jalapeno shots. If you guys were out here back when we would do the shots with the hot sauce, I saw it on Instagram earlier today. Yeah, time to get drunk, Wolf doggy dog. It's 3:30 over here. Yeah, no, definitely. Wolf with the Dark MCU Disney show. We could get not only a Kingpin, but bring in Mr. Negative. Yeah, use the 10 rings somehow. Yeah, no, yeah. With the whole dark. I mean, it's a realm that if Disney wants to graze the surface of, the whole dark side, the whole that's dope box art. Similar to Boba Fett, where you're getting a known villain in a franchise and kind of spinning them into shades of gray, similar to a Tony Soprano, where he's a villain. He's not the best kind of human, but there's worse people out there than him. So I see the same thing that they're doing with Boba Fett, with Mandalorian, where you're seeing it from a different angle. It can be done with the Kingpin. It can be done with Mr. Negative. Shoot, freaking Matt Gargan. Look at the depth that Thomas Hayden Church gave to Sandman. No one felt sorry for Sandman up until Spider-Man 3. I felt sorry that he was in Spider-Man 3, but not for the character. Thomas Hayden Church, lol. He'll always be lol for me in Wings. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. I'm still not really crazy about the Multiverse of Madness. The Wolf Mother has got the deluxe one on pre-order. I believe it should be coming in soon with the little flare thing. But yeah, other than that, I'm not too crazy about these. I've got two Stranges coming. Might be all the Strange I need. I'm not crazy about Strange like that, but Bo-Katan. I came over here to talk about the Joes because the hot tip on the streets. You got to keep your ear to the street if you want to get that good. The hot tip on the street is that this dude is showing up at your Walgreens. Whether you get one, whether you get 7 of them. I mean, he comes with cool accessories, and that's what I remember most about having them in the 3 3/4 back in, I don't know, let's say 91 or 92. I liked the shield that he came with. I remember that was iconic, but I remember liking the guns. This gun here in particular, I thought was a really cool gun. It was a different mold from anything that we had seen before in G.I. Joe at the time of 1991, maybe 92, I don't know. But yeah, it looks like one of the knives can sheath in right about there. Hopefully that's cool. That's one cool feature I like about what the G.I. Joe classifieds are doing is, letting you insert the weapons into their holsters and things like that. But yeah, try and hit up your Walgreens, see what it do. What is up? Okay, he's almost ready. Okay. All right. Rebels got that, yeah. All right, sweet. Let me head over to this page right here. Minimize that. Go to that, and then touch up a couple things on. All right, let's see. Will we get this right? 'Cause I'm a dummy when it comes to. Whoa! Almost spilled my drink. It's too early for all that. All right, let me flip this way, so you guys know what it do. You guys know what it is. All right, let me see here. Exit. No. Did we lose him? Yeah, we did. We lost him. All right, we almost had a guest. We'll bring him on in just a little bit. Special guest if you hang on. You got the link if you want to pop back in. Can we get a drum roll and then give me your guesses? Give me your guesses as to who's waiting backstage. Who's in the green room? Good. Can you see me or no? Give me a thumbs up if you can see me. Drunk already, goddamn, says Oof. Yeah. Well, you said you wanted to get drunk. Whoa, bro! And his hand just went under the thing. I'm gonna bring this down because that is a tragedy asking to happen. All right, let me see. Turn that on. Let's get a guest in here. Join with audio. No, that's not what I want to do. Check. You got me?
Now I can hear you.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's bring on our first guest of the new year. That's not a Wolfpack. Well, I mean, technically, you guys are all Wolfpackers. If you've been down with me since 2021, you're a Wolfpacker. If you've been down with us since before we used to live stream, you're a Wolfpacker, man. That's But yeah, first. Let's call it that because I mean Mischievous has been on and he does the Lego builds with us, which we just built the Daily Bugle. If you guys didn't check it out on the Instagram, but Dan who's my guest says oof oof. Well, similar. Okay, so our next guest, one of the nicest YouTubers around, man, comes with the terminology of family, not subscribers, which is friends and family, not subscribers, which is something he coined. That's going down the record books as his phrase. Give me a round of applause. Give me a nice hearty welcome for Johnny Flippers himself, your fantasy football champion, John Joker. What is up, my dude? What's up?
What's up, my dude? I wasn't gonna come on, but I mean, because of this, I had to, because I know you were gonna want to do something with the fantasy football deal. So
yeah,
I'm happy to come along with that.
Yeah, but I've only got audio in one ear right now, but we'll figure that out.
I just want to say hi to Oof Oof and Rolando since they're on here, and Wolf Mother. So, and whoever else is in the chat, hello.
Yeah, the Wolf Mother in the building. She went on a preemptive real quick toy hunt for me because she heard alley vipers are hitting Walgreens. So I was like, go.
Go.
Yeah, go Power Rangers.
So you saw that Rebels he did his on Wednesday, the alley viper.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, it's those things where when you find them in the wild, you're hot at the moment. So you should probably try to get as much publicity with them because it's a hot commodity. It's a hot commodity. There goes his other hand. All right.
Hey, Fabulous. So Fabulous, I just want to say I give him credit because He got, I think, seventh place, or seventh or eighth place on the other fantasy league, the one on Blue Harvest's channel.
Yeah,
So
you're doing one with Tasman and Fabulous. Who else? Greedo, right?
yes,
Greedo's in that one too.
yes,
All right,
yes.
hang on one second. If you want to tell us everyone who's in that one, let me grab a piece that just fell.
Yeah, so I'll just say real quick to everybody. I was in four fantasy leagues. I'll get to all fantasy leagues when we get to that. I was of course in truly Wolfpack's fantasy league. Then we were in Blue Harvest Toys fantasy league, which was in the NFL. That one was in divisions, and of course Fabulous was in our division. Greedo and of course Mark. And I gotta admit, I gotta give credit to our division. We were the four top. Our division was one of the toughest. We were always beating each other out. All of us were over 2,000 points total.
Wow.
All of us made it to the playoffs, and I mean, it was great to see that how we were all dedicated in that league too. And I'll get to the other leagues too as well. And congratulations, Fabulous! He won on his other league, so that's great.
Nice, nice. So what in that league where you were with Fabulous and those guys? Where'd you place?
Second, I
Second.
lost the playoffs. I lost by like 30 points. I had to do a few changes, and I could have won, but it was all right.
Nice. Is that a money game too, or just for
No,
pride?
no, that one for just playing.
Just for
I
play.
enjoy any fantasy football league, whether it's money or pride.
Definitely,
So,
definitely. Okay, so here's one thing I want to talk about.
hey, Greedo, we were just talking about you.
Yeah, Greedo and the Speedo. What's going on? So one of the things I want to talk about with people is balancing multiple leagues, right? Because anytime you get into more than anything more than two, anytime you take on a third fantasy, odds are you're going to be playing against players or defenses that you have in your other two leagues, right? So
Yeah,
one of the things is you almost mentally you want to put your best team forward, but you also start going up against yourself in your other leagues. At what point do you say, well, I got to focus on this league where I'm in first place, or and leave this league where I'm in seventh or ninth place or 15th, however many you do, right? It's a very fine balancing act, right? Where I, I don't know. I mean, you yourself are in multiple leagues as well. So let me know how you balance it out.
the way I balance it out is, let me just plain and simple. I'm in four leagues. I was in four leagues. I try to balance it out to where I get the same exact players that I have in every league. More than like pretty much this year, it happened to where I had almost everybody. The only difference was I did a few trades and that kind of messed me up, but it happens. Thank goodness that the trade that I did helped out to where in my other league I came in third place. That was a money grabber. My week one was of course the one that you and I were in, and Darth Blaze's one. That one I had all the same players that I had like almost with this league. You had a few of the ones that I had that I was like shit, but excuse my language, poop. Um, and
That's all right, man. Don't
I'm
worry
trying
about it.
not
Don't
I'm
worry.
trying not to curse as much. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean,
Debo Samuels was big for me in the league that we were in with Darth Blaze. Who else did I have?
yours and his. I mean, Debo helped me out a lot in this league, and we'll get to our league in a little bit, the one that you did or your league. But that one, I still, if you notice, I was still trying. I was hoping. It didn't go well for me. Every time I benched one player, that guy would do the points that could have got me ahead. So pretty much anybody, all it took was one guy or two guy or one or two players that I changed in Darth Blazes, and it could have made a difference for
Yeah.
me to actually be in the top playoff spot. But I guess what bothered me more is that I was like rooting for you, and I didn't even know you were not in the playoff. Like I was like, what?
Yeah.
And you were
Well,
playing me, and I'm like, what happened here? And
Well, the thing that happened in Darth Blaze is that it started a week earlier, right? It started a week earlier than ours did, and then it was only the top four teams. I thought it was the top six teams, which were going. I picked a terrible week or a terrible 2 week span in that league
yeah,
to go on a losing streak because I went from second place. I lost
to fifth.
to fifth and didn't make the playoffs. Didn't make the playoffs. I was actually I started that league 0-2. I started that league 0-2, and at that point, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is gonna be the league where I suck. But I picked up my boot heels and picked myself up by my boot heels. Started playing the waiver wire. What do you think was your best waiver wire pickup in any league, in any of the leagues that you had? Think back, because I know it's a long season. You start getting desperate. The running back position, you get into like anything above week 10 to week 12, it was dicey. It's you're going with like second string, third string, because injuries rack up, and then people already have their horses. You have your horses that you're gonna ride this guy, for this or that, or things like that. So the running back position is very hard to judge who's gonna get you some money off of waiver wire.
When you mean by waiver pickup, are you talking about a waiver pickup for the whole season or a waiver pickup for one game, or how do you?
Whatever. If he surprised you and gave you 15 points, and when you picked him up off the waiver wire, just off a hunch, because sometimes those hunches will get you in the first place. Those hunches will also get you in the last place. You bench your Gronkowski that had 2 touchdowns and.
I got 2.
Okay.
One for the whole season, and you know it already. The Dallas Cowboys team. I picked them up at the halfway part, and ever since then, I started winning, and I wasn't the top.
Their defense?
Their defense, yeah.
Okay.
Their defense in our league.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that in a little bit too. Again. The other guy.
Let me cut you off really quick.
Sure.
The Dallas Cowboy defense led the league in turnovers this year. Had a plus 2 turnovers per game. So they were getting 2+ turnovers. In our league, I modified it just a little bit. So interceptions gave you more points, recovered fumbles gave you more points, and sacks gave more points. So the emphasis was big on having one of those high-flying defenses that'll get you sacks, that'll get you interceptions, that'll get you picks. Because sometimes those defenses were coming up with 17, 18, 24 points if you were able to pitch a shutout and get a few turnovers on the defense side. So yeah, there was a big emphasis on the defense, as well as anything over 40 yards, whether it was a 40-yard pass, 40-yard run. We were getting double points on that. So it was a high-scoring league. The one that the one that we were in,
which was not bad at all. And then I guess you can say my other waiver that was a great pickup that I jumped on right away that helped in this league that we were in, and in Mark's league, which was the Blue Harvest League. I picked up Justin Jackson from the second string wide receiver second string running back for the San Diego, LA Chargers.
Yeah, because they had that with Akers. I mean, he's a beast, but yeah, if he goes down, he goes down. And he
had COVID.
Yeah, that's where you get those monster pickups and stuff like that. Yeah.
He had COVID, so that really messed me up because I didn't have anybody else, and I don't know if I had James Conner in this. No, I didn't have him in this league. I had him in 2 other leagues, and he went down too. And that guy was being a monster for Arizona past year.
Yeah, he went through his. I think he hit a career high. He might even be a contract year. That's one thing I like to do is if I get the Madden of that year, excuse me, they come out in like August, right? And I'll go through rosters individually, and I'll see who's got 1 year left on their contract, whether they've signed a 4-year, their rookie deal is getting ready to expire. Typically, guys on contract years, you're gonna get, whether a nagging injury, they would sit down for 2 weeks if they know that they're in year 2. If they're in their contract, let me go out there and perform. Look at Cooper Kupp with it. Look what he did with 1 extra week. 1 extra week of playing football. He led the league in. He had the triple crown essentially.
Triple crown for wide receivers,
in wide receivers. Led the league
touchdown.
Led the league in receptions. Led the league in passing yards. Led the league in touchdowns. And he went late. I remember when he got drafted in ours. I was like, oh, I wanted that guy. Why?
Yeah, so did I.
Well, because Matt Stafford is a proven 4,000-yard quarterback year after year on shitty teams. So put him somewhere with weapons, somewhere away from that dynamic, and the bounty on Stafford was really high. Don't get me wrong. Los Angeles paid a lot of draft capital to get him, but look where it got them. He broke the franchise record for passing yards in his first year. They squeaked into the playoffs. Niners slapped him up a couple times just before they.
That was a good game, man.
Yeah, hey, it was a do or die. Do or die. We've been in the playoffs the last 2 weeks. That's what people aren't putting into account. We're already in playoff mode. We're as healthy as we've been all year. Second, you know what? Let's talk fantasy and then
we'll talk.
we'll talk about these matchups, guys. Because tomorrow, right about this time, me and John Joker will not be as friendly. We're gonna be going head up and bet the best,
I don't know about that.
The best team moves forward and the other team goes to sit down. This is a rivalry that's been going on since way before you and ours time. The last time they
actually
met,
more in the 80s. In the 80s, it was with the last time we actually met in the playoffs was the 94-95 season. Yeah. No, not even. It was when you guys won Super Bowl 29.
Not 94. It was the 94.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, there was a time when Dallas and San Francisco, when the NFC Championship was the Super Bowl. You know, going to the Super Bowl was just a formality, but the real Super Bowl was the NFC Championship. 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row they met for the right to go to the Super Bowl. You're wearing 2 of my rings, just like I'm wearing one of your rings, right?
Pretty much. We could have been a 3-peat, but you guys had the tougher defense that year. Your guys' defense was solid, and Steve Young came around like nothing. Like if he already had won the championships, but it's just it was all defense all around with with Cowboys and Niners. And granted, the game would have been closer if Dallas didn't fumble 3 times at the beginning.
Or in the first quarter. In the first quarter.
Not even in the first quarter. It was just 3 in the 3-minute period. It was, you guys were up 21-0.
Yeah.
And it would have been different, but hey, that defense did it. And it was funny because the defense was taking off their guards and their jerseys, like, what? Again they fumbled? And you see the guys from San Francisco, damn, we got to go back in there, and they're getting ready again and going back in there. And then they're all like, okay, we're up 14-0, we're good. What? Another one? Shoot, let me get back in there. God damn. That defense had not the defense, the offense, I guess it was, right?
Yeah.
The offense was like, what? We can't even have a break. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was sad. But like you said, it was the Super Bowl of championships, and whoever actually won the NFC championship at that time would actually go on and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the NFC went on a streak. I think it wasn't until the Broncos beat the Packers.
Yeah.
No, the Broncos beat the
no, it was the Packers.
Right? Okay.
No, it was the Packers.
Okay, yeah, well, they went back to back, right? But the first one, that snap day, I believe it was either at 16 or maybe even 19 NFC championships in a row, or times that the NFC won the
Super Bowl. When I think the Raiders won the last Super Bowl.
And that was like 86, 84.
Around there.
I know
it was right after the Bears.
Okay, so yeah, the Bears, and then they beat the Patriots. That beat down. Yeah. Okay, so going back real quick to the rivalry, right? So, and in '94, at the end of '93, right? The Cowboys beat them down, beat down the Niners. Eric Davis to this day pisses me off because Alvin Harper just owned him. It wasn't even Michael Irvin. It wasn't, everyone always thinks of when you think of classic Cowboys, the playmaker, obviously, but it was actually
Alvin Harper.
Yeah, Alvin Harper. To have a very dominant wide receiver, you need to have a solid number 2. Jerry Rice had John Taylor. Michael Irvin had Alvin Harper, and Alvin Harper dominated that '93 NFC game. So because heartache hurts more than when something good happens. I do remember the owner and the president of the 49ers saying that remember this feeling, and never again will you feel this feeling. What do? They high price free agent and Deion Sanders comes over. And then from your defense, Ken Norton comes over, and still
Ken Norton Jr.
Still to this day, Ken Norton Jr., the only person that has won 3 back-to-backs. He won the two with the Cowboys in '92 and '93, and then Soldier of Fortune. He came over with us, and I've actually still have his jersey. Ken Norton.
Should have worn it, man.
Yeah.
Granted, I hate it that he left, but I just still remember those. I love Ken Norton Jr. because every time he got a sack, or if he actually got a sack or an interception and went for a touchdown, he'd go and punch that the pole. I mean, that was awesome, and I was like, man. But you guys had Ken Norton Jr. You guys had
Lee Woodall,
Sanders,
Gary Plummer.
You had what's his name, the safety, the guy that would do Merton Hanks, right? Where he did the hit, man, dude. I remember that. Yeah, but you guys had even your your tight end. was great for that time. You know, ours went
Brett
down.
Jones,
Jay
Brett
Novacek.
Jones, Novacek. Yeah, you know what? The teams were so parallel, so parallel on the offense side of the ball. Starting off with the number 8. You guys had your 8. We had our 8. I remember at the time, like in Madden, we're still playing Sega Genesis, right? But you could bench your 8 I would play the all Madden team, right? I would play them, and Troy Aikman was a starter, but I was like, no, I don't want Troy Aikman. Let me bench him and get the other number 8. And you had Steve Young, which was more mobile.
Steve Young.
Steve Young was a lefty. Troy Aikman was a righty. I'm not gonna hate on him. I know for many years I detest the face of Troy Aikman. Even now, sometimes when he's calling a game, I'll still remember. I was like, oh yeah, you that one motherfucker, ain't you? You that one. But yeah, no. Respect is due. Respect is due. Yeah, the offensive line that let him. You know, oh my God, he had so much time that same offensive line that made Emmitt Smith the NFL leading rusher. It opened up those humongous holes. You're talking Nate Newton, Mark Tuinei,
Leon Lett, Eric Williams. I mean, Mark Stepnoski.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Novacek and Moose Johnson. Oh my God,
Johnson, dude.
You want to talk about clearing a hole? Moose Johnson had that big old cowboy collar because he knew he's gonna just.
Moose Johnson, you can say, was almost the last true fullback to actually open up a spot, because then the fullback position kind of went different with Mike Allstott.
Yeah, when Mike Allstott came in, that you had to view it from a different position once you got Mike Allstott in there.
And the other guy that was a one-hit wonder, Peyton Hillis for the Browns.
Yes, yeah.
And he was never seen again. It sucks.
Converted running back. They bounced him around. Well, you know, the curse of the Madden curse. He was on the cover, and then I think he went to the Broncos.
Yep.
Yeah. Peyton
but again, you know, another thing that we did have that was a little different from you guys was a solid 3 receiver. We had Kevin Williams, number 85.
Yeah, Kevin Williams. I remember.
And you guys didn't have that yet until I think when you guys won that Super Bowl. I forgot who it was that.
Well, John Taylor retired right after that, and then the following year they drafted J.J. Stokes, and
there we go, J.J. Stokes.
For God, I used to get so much stuff from him because I when the Niners changed over to Burgundy, that was I honestly I thought I grabbed a Jerry Rice jersey, but I grabbed a Stokes, so I bought it, ripped the tags off when I got home and everything, and I was like, damn it, I grabbed the wrong one, and you know, at 14, 15 years old. My mom's not gonna run out and spend another $80 to give me another jersey. So I was forced to wear that JJ Stokes jersey, and that's when he had his dropping issues. He was known as a dropper. JJ Stokes, they used to call that guy.
Strokes, yeah.
I remember after he dropped the ball during one of the games and they lost it. The next day on the radio they called him, and you know he answers. It was a fake call, but he's like, you hear him drop it. Oh, you dropped the phone. You dropped that too, huh? Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to Dave's. Yes, it's me, buddy. We're actually doing the Fantasy Football League. Your champion here. Woo, whatever. It was just a great. We'll get to the fantasy, and you'll see the differences. You'll see my upset why I'm not happy about being the champion. But he says definitely Cowboys were a great team. They beat the Bills twice. But I'll tell you one thing, Dave. I think the greatest team in the 80s and 80s going into the 90s was the Buffalo Bills. Going 4 in a row to the...
Four straight. I mean...
The only thing that sucks for him is that he had to face an NFC East team all the time. If it was some other team from another division, I think the Bills would have won their one.
Yeah, no, it was, right? It was. Cause it was
Washington, New York, and the Cowboys.
And the Giants, yeah. And you know what? The first one... The first one that they lost, where the kicker kicked it wide left, that set the tone. That set the tone.
Giants.
Yeah, and out of that whole that run that the Bills had, only Don Beebe was the only one that won a Super Bowl, and he won it with the Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
Don Beebe, the speedster that slapped the ball out of God, who's the defensive end
Leon Lett.
Leon Lett, okay, yeah, he thought he was running it in. This is Pasadena at the Rose Bowl.
It was supposed to break the record. That's why he was being goofy. And
I mean,
and it was what you think about it, it's the Niners record with the most points in a Super Bowl. 55 points. Yeah. Niners.
Yeah.
We're the next one after that. So if you think about it, we were up and up, you know, but hey, it's okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was hating on the Niners for a very long time. We were young, but now, I mean, I give them more credit's due because honestly, Steve Young, if he wasn't mobile the way he was, he wouldn't have gotten to the championships either. But the sad part about him being mobile is he had to retire early because of concussions.
Yeah,
That's what was sad
he left himself vulnerable to these hits, where these hits were legal.
at the time. Yeah.
Every one of those hits, I think maybe the one Hardy Nickerson and Warren Sapp gave him in Tampa Bay.
Oh
Where he got
yeah.
the
Oh
concussion. I think that one drew a flag, but that game was the Murphy's Law game where anything that could go bad would go bad. Not only did Steve Young get knocked out of the game with a concussion, Jerry Rice gets a face mask tackle from Warren Sapp and blows out his ACL, MCL, PCL.
yeah.
Miraculously made it back for, I think it was week 15, week 16 against we didn't know, but they were going to be your Super Bowl champions. But we took them down on a Monday night prior to the playoffs. So yeah, Jerry Rice doesn't break his kneecap on that touchdown. You know what? We're it's semantics, guys.
Yeah, it just sucks that he left to the Raiders than Seattle. I think he just retired with the Niners. He shouldn't have gone. And I mean, it happens. You know, I mean,
sometimes that little thing in between your pectorals, that heart won't let you quit, man. Heart is one thing you can't measure. Look at Emmitt Smith. Was the biggest? Wasn't the fastest coming out of Florida? You know, he was blessed with a beautiful line. He was blessed with
beautiful line and beautiful read of where to be patient to look for the hole.
All those things can come second hand sometimes. I mean, he wasn't a rookie of the year. The triplets got there when the teams were bad, right? Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman came first, and then it was Irvin, and then Emmett. But the whole thing that started it all was trading Herschel Walker.
The thievery to this day is legendary. The bounty that they were able to get we talked about the Leon Letts, the Michael Irvings, he's your MVP Super Bowl for Super Bowl 30. Larry Brown came out of that draft. From that one, it was a 6th rounder that they didn't even want to spend that much we didn't want to fly someone in and spend a bunch of money, so let's go to, I believe it was Texas A&M. It was somewhere in the state of Texas where he went to college. Let's fly in this local kid and try him out, you know. And turns out 4 years later he is your Super Bowl MVP. Signed with the Raiders. At that time, the Raiders were going through a streak of signing all the Super Bowl MVPs with Larry Brown, then Desmond Howard, and
Rice, of course, is one of the guys they picked. I mean, we had a lot of guys that actually left and never became a hit somewhere else, like Larry Brown. Rock Marion went to the
Alvin Harper.
Oh, to Tampa.
Yeah,
worst thing that he could have done.
Worst thing he could have done. Swamp water. People don't run well. Florida, other than maybe the Miami had the Dupree brother, or Mark Dupree, and then way back. That's maybe the last time anyone in the state of Florida had a good running back. Remember Justin Blackmon, how good he was in college, and then he gets to Jacksonville and just.
And then he gets into trouble and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, Jameis Winston, you know, he's get out of Florida, bro. It's not the business.
Ugh.
But IE2000 says ACL, is that a new articulation position?
More than likely it will be.
Right? Sitting here playing with the RCLs of the figure, and this thing is pretty dope. It came out last year, so it's not in the running for the 2022 Fig of the Year. But if it were, that's a pretty strong competitor, or he's in contention. Have you seen this line? Have you seen this line before, or is it first time you're checking it out?
No, I've seen that line before.
Okay.
I've seen it before. Yeah, I've seen, there's a lot of the figures that I've seen before that they never caught my interest before. I guess because price wise, and then because I was collecting other stuff. I was more into the comic books at the time. You know, like a lot of people didn't know about Play Kai Arts, and they're like, "Oh, this is new." And it's like, no, that's been around. Even Marvel Selects.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought they were new, and it's like, no, those have been around since 2011, 2010. I mean, I've had those. I had that one like 7-8 years ago, and
to the point where they're coming out, they're doing their re-releases, and people are thinking they're new molds coming out because people haven't gotten. I recently picked the Juggernaut and Abomination.
Abomination, the green one, right?
Yeah, they're getting ready to drop again, as well as the Gladiator Hulk from the World War Hulk. I was able to pick that one up when I first got
Hey, Rob.
when I first got back into collecting. Over $100. They want to. Sorry.
That's okay.
They were talking something like 120, maybe even 150, and I was just like, "It's dope," but I'm gonna just chill.
Yeah,
wait,
if you guys can get, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you guys can get those at that price or anything under $100, pick them up because you won't. I was looking at this guy. What's his name? Not this guy. This gentleman. Dude's Nerdery with the 3 Minute Monkey Lizard. He's been wanting that. The Watcher.
Yeah.
The Marvel Select Watcher. You can't find that guy for under $100 anymore. Any figure that's a Select is pretty much $100 or more now because they're going out of business, or they've gone out of business. Well, not gone out of business. They're no longer being made by Diamond Select.
Which means that they're going to try to milk those molds. So these figures that are out of print, think of things like the Rhino Diamond Select, right? Because Marvel Legends Rhino it's out of range for most people. $200, $180 for Marvel. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. So an easier alternative is a Rhino from Marvel Select. You can't find those right now. You can't. You haven't been able to find those for a few years. Not at good prices.
And those, if you were to get those big boys like the Gladiator Hulk, the Abomination, Juggernaut, Thanos, Thing, Hulk, all those big figures, the Destroyer, those go perfect with your 6-inch figures because they're almost the proper size for a 6-inch figure, and that's what I love.
I've always said that with the bigger fellas in Diamond Select, they size in really well with Marvel Legends or your 6-inch because. I'm not saying the scaling is wrong on Marvel Legends. It's just for that much more plastic, you kind of have to pay a little more, like we're seeing with the deluxe figures or the super deluxe figures, something like that.
It's sad. Makes you kind of sometimes not want to even buy figures as much anymore. They go up. Now I've kind of cut it down to where I'm just looking for Joe's and Hot Toys. I mean, if I'm gonna pay something so expensive for a deluxe or whatever, and I mean, of course, $30 isn't that bad, but if it's gonna start going up more, like the Hydra Stomper and all that, I'd rather go buy me the Hot Toy Hydra Stomper.
Yeah, no, it's and then you're 100% absolutely happy with your purchase. Not like because I've got that Hydra Stomper and I like it. The watching it on the What If sold me on the figure. Now the figure was announced before the What If, so we thought it was like a bit of an army builder. We didn't know the story on it. So hindsight 2020 now, you get to see what the figure was about. And then when I got it opened, it was a good figure. It lacked a little something. It was a little too cookie cutter. To we make 9,000 of these and
plain
and so plain. Okay, so obviously you can customize them. I think when I opened mine up, I said the exact same thing. And same thing goes for the Ironmonger. It's a little on the plain side, but there's so much customization that you yourself can do to it, and you don't even have to be like a super master customizer. Just touch it up with a little gold paint, a little silver paint, something like that, and you've got your own unique Hydra Stomper or Ironmonger. Scooby Snake's in the building. What's going on?
Hey, yeah. The reason I bought the the Hydra Stomper was because of the color. It kind of looks like it can be a customization for a G.I. Joe figure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, let me just get some decals or stickers of Joe's, and I'll just implant the G.I. Joe, and then I'll do something differently with the head, or just do something just unique where it can be a figure for G.I. Joe.
Definitely.
But we'll see.
Definitely. I'm gonna grab a refill on my basic ass drink.
White Claw, cool.
But we're kickoff, NFL kickoff. Predictions.
All right.
Predictions for Game 1 and Game 2 tonight. We got the Chiefs going up. Chiefs are hosting, I believe, right? For the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger gets to live on for at least one more game. Is this the last time we see Ben Roethlisberger in a uniform?
Yeah, he's gonna retire.
I'll leave that question. I'll leave that question up there. Throw another couple more hypotheticals. We had a.
Well, what I'll do is before we get to our NFL thing, I want to still get back to our league, or do you
Okay.
want to do that last?
Yeah, no. Start talking about everyone who was in the thing. I'm gonna go grab a refill. I will be right back.
All right. So, while our good friend here is getting a White Claw, we Wolfpack decided to do a fantasy league, and of course myself, I was in it. One of my cousins was in it, and my brother was in it, and it was called Addicted to Plastic Anonymous. Of course, 10 teams, four would be in the playoffs, just like the college playoffs, you can say. Of course, I made it at number. I was at number 3, I believe I ended, but of course, with a few changes, I ended up winning the championship. Now, I did say earlier that I'm not really happy about winning the championship the way it went. Yeah, I'm happy that I won, but I'll get to the reason why I'm not happy with the championship. I actually have some numbers here that I actually studied upon where I was happy the way that things went, but I wasn't happy for a certain player or team that it didn't go their way to meet. But it was all in all, it was great. Fantasy league is over, of course. A lot of people ended their fantasy leagues at week 17 because not a lot of people play on week 18, of course, since it was a new game or an extra game added to the regular season. But all in all, in my 4 leagues, I went first place in Wolfpack's fantasy league. I went second place in Blue Harvest's league, and my other league that my friend made, which we had 16 players or 16 teams in that one. I went in third place, and then in Darth Blaze's league, I went on 8th place. So that was my week 1, even though I tried doing what I can, and of course, our good man here, Wolfpack, was also in that league with Darth Blaze. And I was kind of mad that well, thank you, Scooby Snacks. Sad part is that I saw that I was facing him in the consolation game, and I'm like, I'm facing Wolfpack? I thought he was in the playoffs. Sure enough, he didn't make it in the playoffs, and he had a good record. He had a great record, and he didn't make it. He missed it by a little bit, which sucks. But going back to our league, which was again
Addicted to Plastic is the name of that
Addicted
one.
to Plastic Anonymous. Of course, again, yours truly won first place. What place did you get, Wolf?
I lost the last so we had three money game or three the top 3 spots won money. So it was John Joker went head up against against Nerd Zoic for 1 and 2, and then me and Syntastic not Okerman, sorry,
Syntastic Maulers.
Yeah, me and him went head up for 3rd place. And go ahead
Okay.
and talk about yours.
So first and foremost, I'm not the type to talk a little smack, but I'm gonna have to talk a little smack on this. It's not towards you, Wolfpack. There was somebody who called me out a few weeks ago that they were gonna take my playoff spot. I don't know if you remember who it was.
Would it be something rhymes with Ali 559 or something like
Yeah,
that?
I think so. I think it was Twat Valley, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He said he was coming for me. At 4th, I was on the 4th playoff spot at the time. He was coming for me. And I told him, well, good. I mean, if you get my playoff spot, you get my playoff spot. That'll be cool, and I'll congratulate you. Twat, what happened? What happened? What happened? But that's the only smack talk I want to say. Going back to our fantasy league. So turns out I faced Nerdzoic for the championship. And going back to Nerdzoic, great contender. Give him all the mad props in the world. But he wasn't the guy I wanted to face.
Definitely.
The guy I wanted to face, yours truly,
Definitely.
is the guy next to me. He was the one I wanted to face, and I'll get to that in a minute. So I got numbers here, Wolf, starting with Nerdzoic.
Hey,
Now, guys,
hang on 1 second. I want to say real quick. The Girl Strikes Back, Vic. Evening to you guys. It's about 9 p.m. out there for them out in Greenwich Mean Time in the UK.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening to you. Good evening to you. Cheers. We're being basic. We've got some American football getting ready to kick off in just a little bit, so we're pre-gaming.
Yeah.
Pre-gaming, getting it ready.
Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
Nothing.
That was the time that me and you would take shots on streams. Not too long ago.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but Um, Nerdzoic was the guy that I competed against. Again, great contender, but the guy I wanted was my buddy next to me, Wolfpack, and I'll get to that in a minute.
Yes,
So
sir.
the two guys I wanted to get in the playoffs was Fantastic Mauler and Wolfpack, and I'll get to that. I had 5 games lost, and pretty much the games that I lost were to Wolfpack, Fantastic Mauler, and Nerdzoic. Wolfpack beat me twice, Fantastic Maulers beat me twice, and Nerdzoic beat me once. So going to Nerdzoic, I faced him in week 6. He beat me 103.8 to 90.5. My key mistakes is I didn't put Christian Kirk. He could have probably gotten me. He would have gotten me 13.5 points. I had Claypool, Godwin, and Williams, and they all scored me just 7 points, 8 points total. So maybe changing one of those guys like Claypool and adding Kirk, I might have beaten him. But it happens. In week 15, I faced him again, and I definitely beat him on this one. So I beat him 123.70 to 64.90. Of course, my key victories were Dallas's defense, 19 points. Rodgers scored. If you guys get Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna get the points with him.
Okay, so little known fact about John Joker, he had Aaron Rodgers as his starting quarterback. His backup quarterback, who we talked about, broke the franchise record for passing yards, Matt Stafford. So your backup quarterback is Matt Stafford, who was balling out beginning of the season. The hardest part probably for you early in the season was which quarterback to start, because each one is going to throw for 300 yards, 2 to 3 touchdowns, right? So that in itself is they're good problems to have. They're good problems to have in a fantasy league, but yeah, when everyone is balling out and you want to just start everybody and get your max points, so you display dominance as to when you beat someone down by 40 points. We'll
get to Rodgers. We'll get to Rodgers on that. So I had Rodgers 42 points. Deebo Samuel, I had him in this league like how Wolfpack had him in the other league, and that guy will score you points. I had 15 points with him. Eckler 14 points. I had who's this? I don't know who this other guy, but he scored me. Aaron Jones, 13 points. So I got my revenge there. So in a way, Nerdzoic and I had a rubber match. It was the championship. I beat him 127.50 to 110.50. Of course, again, Aaron Rodgers. Deebo Samuel was 17 points. Williams stepped it up for the Chargers. He was at 15. Jones 10, Gronk 11, and Eckler 18 points. Nerdzoic did pretty good with Brady giving him 57 points. Buffalo gave him 14 points. But he had Cooper and New Orleans, which New Orleans might have given him 4 more points, and Cooper would have given him 7 more points, but I don't think it would have been close enough to actually surpass me, so I would have still had the win. But going to Fantastic Mauler, I got my revenge. He beat me twice. He beat me on week 3, 114.90 to 111.90. So he beat me by 3 points.
Those close calls, those I almost had them type wins, right, or losses. They can either they kind of mold you. They're either going to send you spiraling out of the playoffs, or you bounce back even harder.
Which, getting to Rodgers scored me 38 points, which is not bad. But having Stafford on the bench with 61 points would have helped me, and I would have beaten Mauler there. But that's it happens. So like I said, 114.90 to 111.90. Week 12, he beats me again. This time he beats me 118.40. And guess how many points I got?
What's that?
111.90.
I've actually not in our league, but in a previous, I've lost by decimal points. Decimal points. Not even by a 1, by decimals.
The weird thing is that I scored the same amount of points I did like in week 3 against him. So it's kind of like what? It's like I never had luck. So again, my mistakes. I had what's his name, Pitts, who I was trying out to see if he would do something.
Rookie tight end from the Falcons. Yep.
And Gronk had 12.3. So if I had changed it up, maybe those 10 extra points would have helped me to beat Mahler. But it happened.
One of the wins against you, I think you sat Gronk for Pitts, and Gronk balled out.
We'll get to that one in a bit. Yeah, we'll get to that one in a bit. But that was my mistake on that part. But I think I wasn't too sure about Gronk playing because he was injured at that time.
Yeah.
So that happens. But I meet Fantastic Maulers in the semifinals. And for sure, I knocked him out in this one. I beat him 135.20 to 93.90.
Figure went under the accessory.
Okay.
I think it's under the PC right now.
So that's the part that helped me out a lot was that I put Justin Jackson in place of Eckler because Eckler was in the COVID-19 protocol list.
Yeah. So we're talking we're talking a little later in the season where it's like week 16, 15, somewhere around there, right? This is week
16, yeah. So Jackson scored me 26 points. Dallas's defense again came up phenomenal for me with 27 points. Rodgers 38 and Samuel Debo 20 points. So that really jumped me up there. With just those players alone, I had almost all my points. So that really helped. So I got my revenge with Fantastic Mauler there. Now the reason I wanted our boy here is because he beat me twice too.
Okay, all right.
And this is the one where he's talking about sitting down Gronk. We faced each other in week 1. He beat me 122.70 to 61.80. Embarrassing loss. I sat down. I had Pitts, and I sat down Gronk. Gronk scored 21 points. I had Claypool. Samuel was on the bench. He scored 25 points. I had Rodgers. Now, this is the part that Rodgers did crappy. In game 1 against New Orleans, he did so crappy, he only scored 10 points, while Stafford won 54 points in the bench for me. I had Mozart from the Niners. He went down to IR.
Four plays he gave your boys 49ers. Not his fault, but unfortunately, I believe his 49er career is done. He's one of these free agents that I was talking about. So it's
and he's a very good running back. So I was hoping he didn't go down, but he did.
When healthy, yeah.
Yeah. So Mike Williams scored 14. So all those people that I just said, Stafford, Gronk, Debo Samuel, Williams, I had in the bench, and they all scored high points when I had low points. So it was an embarrassment because right there kind of made me feel like Wolfpackers. Like, I thought you knew fantasy league, fool. I thought you knew about fantasy.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were going into it. You were something of a guru. You were something of a fantasy guru. Four leagues. One of them you did what? 16 player league.
Yeah, I got third place on that one.
Yeah, see, and that's tough because anything more than 10 players, you bump up to a 12 or even a 14. You're essentially playing with backup players as your starters. So that brings on a whole dynamic. It's to the point where anything with 8 is too easy now, and anything with 6 for sure. Your roster's loaded with superstars. 10 for me is a nice round number. We did something one year where one of the leagues you picked up one defensive player. So at the time I think like Patrick Willis, J.J. Watt were like the main guys, and yeah, it didn't work out for me because that was the year when J.J. Watt started breaking down. He started his string of injuries started happening and things like that. But yeah.
So that was week 1, and then you got to week 10 and you beat me 124.10 to 111.20. The only thing that helped me out there is when I finally got Dallas's defense, and Dallas's defense scored me 26 points. I did pick up Mark Ingram because he went to New Orleans.
Yeah.
He had scored 16 points that day, but I had him benched. And Aaron Jones and Williams together didn't even score me 16. They scored 11 points total
Well,
together.
the thing with the Packers, just like the Cowboys, is that they had two running backs. That I think one for the I think it was Jones hit 1,000, and then the other one hit something like 700, right?
Yeah, Dylan.
Yeah, so
And
it was kind of it's similar to like what Belichick does, where he has no horse. He just rides the hot hand or
he rides the hot hand.
whoever's not fumbling. Because
Yeah.
if you fumble in a Belichick system, get your ass to the bench, bro. You're not coming back.
You're fourth running back.
Yeah.
Belichick.
Freaking
And see, I had,
Burkhead starting before you.
oh yeah, and then Stafford scored me 20, and Rodgers scored me 30 at that time. So it was kind of like, oh, Stafford kind of started going downhill. So if I had Rodgers and Ingram, there might have been a chance. Might have been. I'm not saying I did. I would have. Might have been a chance that I could have probably bitten Wolfpack on that. But since I lost to Wolfpack twice and Syntastic Maulers twice, and I knew I was gonna get Syntastic Mauler, I was happy beating Syntastic Mauler, and nothing against Nerdzoic, but I wasn't happy beating Nerdzoic because I wanted to face Wolfpack.
Well, yeah.
I wanted to come back around and be like, hey, you and me,
Uh-huh.
this is it. It didn't happen that way. I think you got fourth, right? You lost to Syntastic.
I lost to Syntastic. My running backs as well as George Kittle picked a really bad time to take a nap the last 2 weeks of the season, so that really screwed me. Plus, Burrows, the incredibly hot end of season. Burrows was my backup.
Jesus
I had
Christ.
in
Burrow. Cincinnati guys.
In both of my leagues, Burrow was my backup, and I found him late in the draft. Second year player, he got injured his first year. If he doesn't get hurt his first year, you're probably looking at he was your rookie of the year last year. If he doesn't get that injury. So, anyways,
oh my God, dude. That was sad.
One league I had Josh Allen and Burrows as my backup. Josh Allen started the season very hot, then they tapered off. If I had swapped those guys, I probably would have been good and won my games to get me into the playoffs. Whatever happened in the playoffs happens in the playoffs. But if I had swapped those guys early, because the Buffalo Bills offense became very stagnant mid and then towards the end of the season. They still put up their points. They won the majority of their games, but they didn't produce like early in the year. How about that? And then in the other league, I had Justin Herbert. Sorry. Go ahead. You want to say anything about
In your league, you had Justin. Yeah. Which, guys, Justin Herbert is a phenomenal quarterback. I think he's going to win a championship pretty soon in his 5th, 6th year, maybe.
Cannon arm, laser accuracy, entering his 3rd year in the league. This next year, 2022. Will be
next year. And the kid knows how to read plays. He knows how to read the field. Great guy that he had, great quarterback, got him 38 to 40 points. It's just sad to see him lose because against Nerdzoic, sitting down Burrow, Joe Burrow gave him 79 points.
Yeah.
Unheard of. I've never seen that before in the league.
Well, also because it was modified. I modified it to where anything over 40 yards, whether it was run or pass, was extra points. Touchdown of over 40 yards, whether it was run or pass, got you extra points. And Joe Burrow was throwing bombs to not Chase Young, but T. Higgins, Boyd, and then the rookie that broke the single season. He broke the single season on the week that I sat him.
Jamar Chase?
Yeah, Jamar Chase. God. Okay, so this is how you know that a franchise is vested in that quarterback. They draft Joe Burrows. They come up to him and they tell him, who do you want? Who's going to make you better? Who's going to make you the best possible player you can be? But you know what? Give me my guy that I used to chuck it up to in college. Go get me Jamar Chase. And they went and plucked him out in the first round, and bam, man! Year one was a success. Year one, I'm gonna say that was a success.
So against Fantastic Maulers, he had Burrow on the bench again, and he scored him 71 points.
Yeah.
Which again, Herbert scored him mad points, but 30 extra points is a lot better than nothing, and it sucks because you just never know. And that's the thing; it's always luck on the league.
Yeah, especially when your running backs take a nap and give you like a combined 12 points for both running backs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you guys can sense it that I'm a bit bitter. I'm a bit bitter, but it is what it is. It's all in fun. George Kittle took a nap the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, blocking is not a stat in fantasy football, or else he'd probably lead the league in that.
Girl Strikes Back, we're actually talking about the fantasy league, which you pick up players from the NFL and make your own league, and you play games until see who's a championship. So it's like a betting game, but with teams.
Yep.
So, but again, I'm a little bit bitter because I wanted to face our guy Wolfpack.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, I'm still the champion. And
did at any point in the regular season were you in first place?
Never.
Never.
I was always in fourth, and then finally I got up to third when I beat Nerdzoic.
Yeah. Shout out to Darth Blaze. What's going on, brother? We were just talking about you. We're talking all the fantasy football that we did this year. So okay, so let me tell you, for the most part in our league that we had because Darth Blaze also was
Commissioner in his
league. I was the commissioner in the Addicted to Plastic Anonymous, and then his was
Fantasy Football Champs.
Yep, there you go.
Championship.
Killer Mike, what's up?
You're doing a live stream without us?
I
That was
am.
rude of you to not invite us.
Oh well, you're here now.
Uh-huh. We are.
We even brought you food.
Nice, and some EE looks like.
Hand
Oh.
with care.
All right.
2E.
Sweet. All right, that's what's up. Is this what I think it is?
Yep.
Yep.
Like a certain. Okay. All right. We'll open this up in just a little bit, and this is a mystery box too.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys want to say what's up to John?
What's up, John?
Hey, guys.
Walker?
How's it going, guys?
Oh, congratulations on the win.
So, yeah.
Congratulations on the win.
Oh, thank you. I wanted your dad though, so it's still bitter.
Yeah.
We're both bitter, so we're gonna wait till next year to see.
Okay. So all right. So John, me and you are gonna go over this. I don't know the website. If the Wolf Mother, now that she's home, if she can text it to me. I wanted to design the championship belt. I wanted to design the championship belt. So John Joker, on top of winning the prize money, he's going to be taking home a championship belt. Now this championship belt is going to have, originally what I wanted to do was have that belt being passed around year after year.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, but what's going to happen is you're going to keep your belt. It's going to have your we can fit up to 12 spots. 12. It's slotted for 12. So we'll have 2021. We'll have your record, your final score, whatever. We'll put whatever you want on it, right?
Okay.
You keep
That's
that one. That's yours forever for taking first place.
Cool.
Next year, when the 2022 season starts up, the belt we'll get a new belt. That one's gonna have your record, your overall everything on it. And then 2022, we'll have to look at that with whatever his record is, right? So it'll be almost like lineage.
Cool.
5 years from now, you might be back to back champ.
Maybe.
We don't
We'll
know. It'll be a belt that'll say five different John Jokers joke on these nuts. You
never joke. Yeah, that was actually my. Sorry, guys. That was actually my deal. So, I see that on where is it? On Instagram. Let me see if I can find them and I can send it to you. There's
there was a specific website that I wanted to go through because I like that feature where next year's belt will have your score on it or your record, and then for whoever wins it, Valley might win it this year or next year,
yeah.
But he's got to look at yours, 2 years from now, it might be me, and I got to remember that. Oh man, I lost to Valley, and I wanted John Joker, but I didn't get John Joker.
Oh man, don't remind me, man. God, well, yeah, that'll be great because then I would like Valley to see that since he was saying that he was coming for my fourth spot to knock me out of the playoffs, sure enough, he didn't.
Yeah, so it's gonna be one of those things. It's almost like a legacy item, and like I said, the belt can fit 12 spots. So we can essentially keep this chain going for 12 years, and then
cool.
and then we reset it and start all over again. Do it all over.
What website is that? Or you don't mind sending it to me sometime because
let me see.
I did get my 2 belts for the tournaments that I'm gonna do when I come back on YouTube. Of course, I said I wasn't gonna do a live, but since this was our fantasy league, I had to jump on it just to talk about it because I wanted you to know that I'm still pissed off that I didn't face you.
Yeah, you know what? Funny thing. I actually.
Hi, Wolf Mother.
I forgot, and the Wolf Mother reminded me, right? Because I'm running around doing some stuff like pre-stream. The house is always just it's a madhouse. I gotta get this in line. I gotta get that in line. That whatever. And she's like, "Who are you having on?" I was like, "John Joker." He's like, "He's going on live." And I thought I was like, well, yeah, of course. What are you talking? And I was like, I thought he was. I was like, oh, whatever. It's all right. But no, we appreciate you for being here.
No problem.
Appreciate you guys in the chat. I know it's not what we're generally talking about, but this is the playoffs are kicking off in minutes, right?
Yeah, and then, well, let's go to that since you were talking about it.
Let me go main screen. We can still hear you, but I got to. I'm gonna type in this website real quick. But go ahead and let us know.
So we got you said the Chiefs against the Steelers, of course, today, in which they're gonna play at 3. Well, they're gonna play in. Actually, it's Raiders and Bengals. No.
Oh, really? The Raiders and Bengals got the morning game or the
the
first game?
Actually, today is the Raiders versus the Bengals and the Patriots versus the Bills today.
Okay.
Tomorrow we got the Eagles versus the Bucks. That's the 12 p.m. game, or 12 p.m. Central Time, I guess you can say, which would be 10 o'clock your time. Niners against Cowboys. That'll be 1:30 your time. Steelers against the Chiefs on 7:15, 5:15 your time. And for the first time in probably many years, they're gonna have a Monday night wild card game. First time ever, guys, which is kind of weird, but kind of cool, I guess. At the same time, they're gonna have Cardinals versus the Rams. Monday night wild card game. What do you think of that? I mean, what do you think of the change on that?
Well, you know what? That wild card weekend. Anytime you're expanding the rosters, because for a lot of people that don't know we've got extra teams entering the playoffs this year. Or I think it started last year, right? Or two years
It started last year. We had the extra 7th spot for each conference.
So what it was is the top 2 teams in each conference got the bye week. What they did basically to make this work, and it's beautiful because it was always complicated getting an extra team in there. How would it work is only the top seeded team gets the bye, and now the number 2 will have to play on wild card weekend, which having that extra week off really benefits teams. You get healthy in all the right positions that you need, and that sounded nasty. Sorry. You get healthy at player spots that you probably didn't. You get to rest up and come back rejuvenated. The record for teams.
It depends though.
It depends. It has happened where a team comes in and whoops your ass because they're on a hot streak from this week, from the wild card weekend, right? But yeah, historically, you have a better chance of winning or advancing if you have that week off. I'm gonna go real quick to the title belts. We can still hear John. We just can't see him. This is something. This is what we're looking at.
Trophy Smack.
Trophy Smack is the.
That's the one I was talking about.
Okay, sweet. All right, so in
I like this one. Yeah.
Yeah, they got beer pong. They got MMA. They got tons of.
They got everything, guys.
And we'll be able to design a belt, and we'll get that one shipped out to you, to your liking, to your justifications, and it'll say "joke on these nuts." you're 2021 champion. Hey man, you earned it, bro. You earned it.
Thank you. Even though I still wanted to face you.
Yeah. Hey, and you know what? There's no getting around that. Sometimes you go on a hot streak. I went on a hot streak from like maybe week 13 until about week 16. I got really hot and it put me in a good position, and then everything cooled down. And I picked a really bad time to go on a losing streak. So it is what it is. There's always 2022.
Again, so right now the game against the Bengals and Raiders is starting. Of course, Raiders are playing at Bengals. Who do you got on this one?
Raiders Bengals. Okay, so Bay Area guy. The Raiders are no longer here. But let me get John back up. Hang on one second. I got a cat looking like she's getting ready to pounce on me. So hopefully that don't happen. Bam. All right.
Raiders received the ball first.
Okay, so
in the first half.
we are technically right now your play-by-play because we can't show NFL on on here. You get kicked, but
Jacobs is playing. Renfro, Jones, Darren Waller's back.
Renfro was a very good wire pickup for me in both leagues. I actually picked him up. After I forget his name, but the horrible accident where he crashed and killed a woman and her dog.
Henry Ruggs the third.
Yeah. After he went down, Renfro became the number one, and he's similar to like what was the guy that played with the Patriots? They used to call him 7-Eleven. They said he was always open. Brian Hartline. Brian Hartline. It's very similar skill set to Brian Hartline, where he's undersized, he's slower than most corners, but he somehow finds the slots, finds the holes to get open. So he became their number one and caught over 100 balls this year. I think Tim Brown, they on one of the games they did the comparison. Tim Brown and like Hall of Famers basically have put up those numbers. I like Renfro. Jacobs had a really good rookie year. This year wasn't his best year, but
injuries.
Yeah, hard hitting back. Don't do that. Don't do that. She's getting ready to jump on.
Oh, the cat.
Yeah. And now she's hiding behind the monitor, but she was gonna yank the camera. She might still trying to get out of here, please. All right, we're gonna navigate this really.
It's because she's excited. The Bengals are playing. And Kitty's playing right now.
Kitties are playing. Yeah, that's true. Come on, come over here. Come over here. Leave Deadpool alone. He's worth more than your life. No. Animal protection. Don't. You know what? She smells food.
That's what it is.
All right, let me see if I can do this without knocking a bunch of stuff off.
I forgot. Yeah, you know what? I totally forgot that. Waller picks. No, not Waller. It's Hunter Jones. He gets the first down for the Raiders. I forgot that Bengals picked up that cornerback for the former cornerback of the Cowboys, Woozier. So he was doing pretty good as number 24 for the Cowboys last season, and then he was let go, and then they picked up some more drafts, and they made Anthony Brown the second cornerback. But who knows? In this game, it's going to be tough, but I think finally the Bengals will win their first playoff game.
In a while, huh?
Since the 80s.
Yeah, it's been a while. You know what? I don't have a knife to open this up. Any guesses? It's very vague, right? Entertainment Earth, very very vague. I'm gonna say it's over $49.99. Over $49.99. Andrew Chalk, what's going on? Go Niners! Yep, you know what's up. We got a cowboy with us right now. It's all right. We won't hold that against them.
Again, I'll go back and I'll admit, I think the Niners have this one. I'm not gonna be fronting and be like, no, the Cowboys did. No. Dak is not that $79 million quarterback that he's supposed to be. If anybody deserves $75 million right now a year, it's probably Garoppolo, because he seems to be doing what he's supposed to be doing. As long as he does no, there's your key. If Garoppolo doesn't get hurt, you guys have the win. For sure. I still don't think Trey Lance is a starting QB yet. I think he will be.
You're right.
His second year. Him and Trey Lance and Justin Fields are the type of quarterbacks that you got to give them a little time to learn the
high upside. What a lot of people sorry to get away from it really quick is high upside on Trey Lance and Fields. One thing with Trey Lance is he didn't play all of 2020, so the last time you saw him was Division, I believe, 2A, North Dakota. So lot of talent, but has the knock on him is that he hasn't played in a year and played in a system that isn't NFL ready or NFL talent in 2A. That's the knock on him, but high ceiling on Trey Lance and Fields.
Although I gotta admit, when we started our fantasy league, we talked about who you think is gonna be impressive and everything. I got 3 out of my 4 right on the rookies. I did say Mac Jones. Look out for Mac Jones and look out for Zach Wilson in the Jets. Zach Wilson didn't do so great, but of course he's the Jets.
Yeah.
Mac Jones led the Patriots to the playoffs, so they're in the playoffs. They'll be seeing Josh Allen in the play in about a few hours, and we'll see what happens from there. Buffalo has the Patriots in Buffalo, so I give that probably to Buffalo to win that one. I think the 2 home teams today will win. On the other side, I said Patrick Surtain for the Denver Broncos had a phenomenal quarterback. He had a great rookie season.
Very good lineage. Very good lineage in that boy.
Yep. And my man himself, Micah Parsons.
Yeah. Micah Parsons is doing things. We saw him in the HBO show, the HBO documentary,
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, in Hard Knocks, and Micah Parsons was really one who stood out. The thing is, you can't be a fantasy football fan and be so close-minded as to, I'm only gonna like the 49ers, I'm only gonna like the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I know some guys, Darth Blaze only drafted the Cowboys, and it got him where it got him. Anyways, yeah, you have to be aware of everyone in the league when you want to do good in fantasy football. And the Cowboys were definitely a team that offensively were just killing it early in the year.
Early on.
Second half of the year, the whatchamacallit, the defense is when it started stepping in and stepping up big. Aaron Jones says, Andrew Clark says Aaron Jones will be a Niner next year. I don't know. I think there's a bigger chance that, and I don't see this happening, I think there's a bigger chance that Russell Wilson is a 49er before Aaron Rodgers is a 49er.
I think Rodgers will go to Seattle.
I don't think Rodgers is going anywhere. I think Rodgers is staying put right where he's at. He got them the number 1 seed. Rodgers, I don't think is going anywhere. Seattle.
I don't see him. I don't see him staying because of the issues going on. And to me, if he doesn't that and what let me go back to what he was saying. Who was it that said what he said? That Aaron Jones will be a Niner.
Andrew Clark said Aaron Rodgers.
Andrew Clark. Okay, Andrew. The only time Aaron Rodgers will be a Niner is if they let go of Garoppolo and Trey Lance. That's the only way. Aaron Rodgers has a better chance of going to Seattle and Russell Wilson to Green Bay because Russell Wilson doesn't want to be in Seattle. And Aaron is kind of like already saying he'll either retire or go somewhere else. Now, if he does go somewhere else besides Seattle, he will go to Denver. That's where I see him going.
Denver's desperately lacking a quarterback. Definitely lacking a quarterback. I don't think not since maybe we had Tebow and then Manning, but yeah, definitely since Manning left. They've lacked a quarterback. But yeah, bite your tongue. No, yeah, like I said, it'll never happen. But I believe there's more of a chance of Russell Wilson being a 49er next year than Aaron Rodgers.
I don't see that happening because I don't think Seattle would want to trade in the division.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Is what I'm trying to.
I can see him, like I said, they do the switcheroo in Green Bay and Seattle because they're always doing trades, or Russell Wilson will go to Carolina.
Here's one team that's a dark horse no one's looking at. Their GM has confirmed that they're not even all in on the quarterback that they had this year.
Houston?
Indianapolis Colts just missed the playoffs by losing to the Jags. They would be in these playoffs right now. Today they would be playing today if they didn't lose to the Jags. Okay, so you drop Firecrotch and you upgrade to a Russell Wilson with your current roster of the Indianapolis Colts. Does that make you a playoff team? I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure that upgrades your team by at least +3 wins. Russell Wilson, if we're talking like baseball with wins above replacement, Russell Wilson is at least good for two wins better than Carson Wentz, possibly 3.
Oh yeah.
Possibly.
But I don't see that happening. I think they'll stay with Wentz. I just think that the issue there with Indianapolis is that they could have had their games won, but also COVID hit them at the times that they shouldn't have hit them. And that's the thing. Teams are getting hit bad with COVID right now.
That's definitely a factor. One thing is if Carson Wentz can't produce at a stellar level, you're going to start seeing stacking the box against Jonathan Taylor. He's literally a 3-down back, literally a 3-down back, which you do not see in this league anymore. You know, you see your 1 and 2.
Only one.
And you're
only one running back, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, the sledgehammer.
He was the only 3rd-down back, but now you're talking about Jonathan Abrams. You're right. He's a 3-down back now.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else. But that's the thing. The league's changed so much. You can't even have one running back anymore.
Yeah, no.
It's not a running back league anymore. That's what sucks about it too.
Yeah, and then Andrew Clark says Aaron Rodgers is a Cali boy. No, yeah, no, I know it all too well. I was there when they passed on him and went with Alex Smith. You can't say you should have took this guy and for that guy, because at the time the knock on Aaron Rodgers was that he played in a Cal system that wasn't a pro style system. But how many pro players, how many NFL caliber players went out of Cal at that time? You know, that it's the NFL's littered with no, it was Aaron Rodgers. Before him was Marshawn Lynch.
Okay,
you can even
you're right.
go back to J.J. Arrington back in like the mid 2000s. Then you had
but he didn't do so much.
Yeah, but he was the first one. J.J. Arrington, I'm saying, is the first one. He kind of paved the way. Justin Forsett, the receiver that from Philly that was like gang affiliated, and they cut him.
Anglor?
No, the speedster, the one that ran back the punt against
Deshaun Jackson?
Deshaun Jackson, that's the one, yeah. He had the Jerry Rice seal of approval. Jerry Rice was like, draft this, talking to the 49ers, draft this dude. He's got what it takes. Deshaun Jackson, his whole knock was he was undersized. He wouldn't be able to take NFL hits.
Yeah.
Which to an extent, yeah, that Ferraris are in the at the mechanic a lot. But when you let a Ferrari run, a Ferrari can run. It's just there's a lot of maintenance that goes into having a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So we shifted so far off.
But then again, who's to say? I mean, you can't blame Alex Smith because he went through so many offensive coordinators until he came down with Andy Reid and he finally started doing well. And he's not great like Aaron Rodgers, but who knows what Aaron Rodgers would have done if he was over here with the Niners.
Okay, so Aaron Rodgers got to sit for 3 years and watch a Hall of Famer throw the ball up and land in someone's hands. Aaron Rodgers is a freaking Jedi. I'm gonna say that's why he's so good. He's a Jedi. He wills his freaking bombs that he throws into a receiver's hands. Right. So he got to sit for 3 years and watch Brett Favre do that. Alex Smith had to play from day one with a shitty offensive line. We're forgetting he went first overall. No receivers to throw to. He was fortunate enough that the next year the Niners did so bad that Frank Gore slipped into the 3rd round. Hall of Fame running back Frank Gore was able to be picked up because he tore an ACL in college, slipped down to the 3rd round. So, different scenarios. I think if they went Aaron Rodgers and probably the Packers still sign still draft Alex Smith. So role reversal, same exact thing would have happened. Aaron Rodgers would have had his career, and not to knock Alex Smith, because he went through, I think it was six different offensive coordinators, not 7.
I heard 9.
Yeah, it was a hard career. It was a hard career for him early on. The one that I think hit the best was Norv Turner. I think it was in year 3 of Alex Smith's career. We had Norv Turner as a coach, and he had he kept his interceptions down, keeping his passer rating up, which is kind of what you want to do. But yeah, right after that, I think Norv Turner got offered a head coaching job and bolted. So that kind of sucked. That kind of
poor guy though. He went through a lot
definitely with the breaking his leg towards the end of his career, the J.J. Watt sack,
almost losing it actually, pretty much.
Leg was almost amputated. He was able to come back to the NFL, won the comeback player of the year, and then hung it up right after that. Action figures in the NFL is good, yeah. You should tell Big Nerdy. He's a big Eagles fan. Yeah.
Yeah, the Eagles might advance to the next round. Who knows? You never know.
Yeah, you know what? And they snuck in. People were writing Philly off. People were saying Philly was done for, and they kept trucking along. 49ers actually beat Philly earlier in the year, and it was a pretty easy win. So okay. So with Jalen Hurts, he's an offensive weapon that if you can uncork it, you're looking at something similar of a game set to a Michael Vick. Maybe not the breakaway speed to where he can just turn on that fifth gear and get loose from everyone, but he's that dual threat. It's just putting it all together. If you can put that all together, Philly's got something going.
Yeah, they do. I mean, and especially that you drafted that kid from Alabama.
Yeah.
The guy that broke the records and for the NFC Championship or AFC or whatever it is, the National Football Championship last year. Andre Johnson or something like that, or Jones or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I know him and Waddle left. I know they both went to the NFL. Waddle went with Miami and Billy picked them up, and that was a great pickup because they lost CeeDee Lamb. Of course, that's who they wanted last year, and then they ended up getting Rutgers from TCU, and he's not been as dominant as they wanted him to be, so they went after that kid. And the new coach coming in knew what they should get for the team, and of course, the defense is still solid. It's not as what it used to be, but it's still solid to at least make it in the playoffs and give the Eagles hope. Because I mean, that you gotta admit the NFC East is not what it used to be like back then. That it used to be, you don't want to face any of them.
Yeah.
Because let's just put it in this view. When it came to 2000 to 2020, when you see the Patriots in the Super Bowl, they've only beaten one team that came from the NFC East, and they lost 3 times to a team in the NFC East. They beat the Eagles once, 24-21. The Eagles came back and got their revenge against them, 41-33, I believe it was, like 4 years ago. That
with
miraculous
the Philly play. If you guys
Philly special.
Yeah.
In 2007, when they went undefeated, they faced the Giants. Nobody thought the Giants were going to beat them. Boom! They beat them 17-14.
That was the David Tyree helmet catch.
Which I don't know which one's worse, that one or how the Golden State Warriors had the 73-9 record and they lost.
Yeah,
to Cleveland Cavaliers.
Tell me about it. I was out here. The entire time that whole entire season. All that they were being compared to was the '98 Bulls, which in my heart is the best team ever. So
I mean. I'm a Bulls fan. Sorry to say, but I like that meme. Sorry to bust your bubble. It's like 73-9 sounds nice, but 72-10 puts a good ring to it.
Yeah. No, I mean, records are records, but if you don't win the big dance, look at that undefeated team. They went 16-1. That one was the most important one. The
18-1.
18-1. Yeah, 18-1.
Yeah, nobody talks about them being undefeated. Mm-hmm. The only one that they still say that they're undefeated are the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
So I get you because nobody talks about the 73-9 record of Golden State. They only talk about the championships that they won.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, man, they look like a team that's coming back.
Yeah, they're getting help
without Kevin Durant, and that's great. I mean, as much as I'm a Bulls fan, they'll embarrass our. I think they played them last night and they beat the Bulls.
Yeah, they beat them by good little amount.
Oh yeah. Well, the first time they met, they beat them by 30. But honestly, I'd rather see Golden State than the Lakers. Sorry to say.
It's gonna be a battle. You gotta remember there's this team in the desert too. They're pretty good too.
Oh man, those Suns! They came around out of nowhere from last year, so I give them props too. But going back to that to football,
I'm gonna open this one up while we talk because we're getting close to football time.
Well, it's already football time, buddy.
Yeah.
So let me see where we're at in let's see, where are we?
Thing is,
Bengals scored 7-3 is the score right now.
All right, sweet. Who do we know who scored the touchdown? Or
Joe Burrow passes to C.J. Uzma.
Tight end, the tight end. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Joe Burrow. All right,
He's the guy that's gonna do it for him.
Yep.
If they win, they're gonna win because of him.
All right. Enter
$49.99. Let's see.
$29.99. What?
You said 49.
What's
in the box?
49. It's a minimum of $49.99 on this one. If you were, I've been to this store in person, and if you buy it in person, you can get it for about $44.99, and then state tax will still hit you good.
Marvel Legend.
No. You can get them in person, or you can get them online. You can go to a specialty store that sells only this product.
A Super 7.
Look at me doing my De Niro impression.
I'll do the John Travolta, bro. Okay.
We have got.
Let's see what you got. I should have guessed it. Damn. Casey Jones.
Casey Jones.
A Super 7.
Super 7 Ultimate.
Okay.
Wave 4. Casey Jones.
Do you have all of them?
I've got Wave 3, and then I've got. I want to pick up. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna pick up Donnie, obviously I've got Casey here. I think I'm good on Muckman and the Gecko. I've got them in NECA form. What I'm gonna start doing is get like my core little shelf going, something similar to whatever we got up here for my Super 7 Ultimates, because I know a lot of people are like, well, you can't mix your Ultimates with your NECAs or your Playmates with these. So what I'm gonna do is have my own section of Ultimates, because we've got a few figures from the from these waves. Wave 3, Wave 2. I'm gonna go back. Wave 1. I'm gonna go back and get the Turtles. We've got G.I. Joe's coming out in Ultimates in just a little bit.
They already got the Wave 1 and Wave 2 on pre-orders.
Yeah, we've got the Simpsons. The Simpsons were fire. Wave 1, Wave 2. Okay, so Wave 1, I was probably only going to pick up Itchy and Scratchy, but I'm probably going to have to backtrack now and get all 4 of those, plus all 4 of Wave 2. So I'll have my own little section of Super 7 Ultimates now, and it'll have its own little place. Not kind of, how you have that miscellaneous shelf that has a little bit of everything. Now I'll have one dedicated to just the Ultimates. The Ultimates.
Nice.
So yeah.
Do you collect any of the reaction ones?
The reactions are the ones with just like the 5 points of articulation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like them. The only ones that I collect are for like the movies that are super iconic to me. Aliens is one that I'm collecting, as well as I didn't even know they made them, but Red Dawn. Red Dawn.
Really?
Red Dawn has they sell them in 2-packs. So I bought both of the 2-packs.
We're talking about the 80s one, not the shitty.
Oh no, no.
Okay.
I would never talk about that shitty 90s one.
The
2000s.
The Thor Dawn. I call it Red Thor.
Red Thor. Yeah.
And then he dies in the movie.
And you know what? It's so funny because I was like, bro, I see it coming. I see that he's gonna get killed. Gonna get killed because they're having like a moment, and they haven't had a moment before. So yeah, no, the less that can be said about the remake of Red Dawn, the better. You want to talk Red Dawn? You give me a Patrick Swayze. You give me a Jennifer Grey. You give me a Charlie Sheen. You give me a Thomas E. Howell. Give me freaking Ponyboy. Boy, bro, come on. He's got the Star Wars hat. He's got it flipped upside down like that. It says Star Wars on it.
Yeah, you got your Dirty Dancing and
okay, so
Back to the Future mixed together.
So there's this documentary on. You can go on YouTube. I can't remember the director's name, but the director of Red Dawn went to film school with guys like Spielberg and George Lucas and stuff like that. So they're very similar. Very similar things in Red Dawn that you will see in Star Wars. The very beginning of Red Dawn. Red Dawn is one of my favorite movies. I can
mine too.
Yeah. So the very beginning of Red Dawn has that opening crawl, just like in Star Wars. So they get all the politics out of the way of how all these nations fell and this and that in like 20 seconds. in 20 seconds, and then bam, straight to the action. Similar to what George Lucas would do with Star Wars. Get the politics out of the way and bring you, blasters
Boom,
and
the story, the action.
and laser swords and things like that. So yeah. Nerdzoic in the building, and he says finally toys. So yeah. Yes, he is indeed. Go Eagles! All right, there you go. Eagles.
There you go. Go Eagles.
All right, so we got.
Nerdzoic, we were talking about fantasy. Kudos to you. You gave it a heck of a run against me. I was kind of scared that you would win. I was saying that you were a good opponent. I wanted my opponent over here. This way. That way. He was the one that I wanted to face because I beat you in the regular season once and you beat me once. But all in all, it was still a good championship thing. Your guys tried stepping it up, especially Tom Brady stepped it up for you. That's a nice Casey Jones.
Yeah, very very similar, very callback to the old ones from the games, and that's basically what Ultimates are trying to do is get our attention on that one. One of the things with Nerdzoic, I beat him twice in the regular season, and then in the playoffs, because there was 2 rounds of playoffs, so the loser got dropped down to the 3rd place, and then the winner advanced to see who was 1 and 2. And
semifinalists.
Like I said, I took I didn't start Burrow, who had a monster 2-week stretch, and then my running backs took a nap that game, so.
Sleepy time.
It is what it is. Congrats to John Joker and Nerdzoic winning 1 and 2. Fantastic Mauler winning the 3rd spot. Shout out to everybody, man. Ryan Rumsey was in there. Your cousin and your brother were in there.
Man Cave
was in there. Yeah. Valley was in there. It was a fun.
Where are you, Valley? I wanted you to talk smack.
Yeah. Right. Do you have any ultimates?
Yes, I have the Baxter Stockman, but I haven't put away.
Okay, that's what wave.
I have
2, right?
The Baxter Stockman. I actually found him in an FYE. I paid a little more than what the normal is.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
But if any ultimates I'm gonna get, it's gonna be those Joes for sure. Especially that they're going back to like that Snake Eyes is the true first version of Snake Eyes from the. Pretty much, like I said, I've dropped down on a lot of things. I'm not buying like I used to. Of course, having the baby boy is different.
Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you. And so I'm going back to vintage 80s Joes and buying the classified. Buying I'm hitting Hot Toys this year for sure. I have a bunch of them pre-ordered.
Definitely an evolution of collectors. I think about I think about that all the time. Like if you take a pause or just kind of a step back from buying $20 figures, $19.99 figures every twice a week, 3 times a week, start stacking that up and invest it towards like $100 figure or an $80 figure or something like that. It's just the evolution of a fig collector, of a toy collector. It's the Marvel Legends. There's no knock on them because for that price point, you're getting very good articulation, very good scope, very good. It's very doable. But the articulation is ridiculously good on this. I can't wait till I can just kind of pose them and do my own little thing, pick up the pieces when they fall, and things like that. But it's definitely one of those things where if you just pause on getting the cheaper figures, you might have your budget might allow it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, like you said, it's not a knockoff thing or anything. It just I respect anybody who prefers the quantity over the quality.
Yeah.
Or the quality over the quantity. I know a lot of people say, well, I'd rather get 7 figures for $200 than just one Hot Toy figure, and then that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But if we're seeing these figures go up in the numbers more and more and more, I'd rather just set that money aside and go get a Hot Toy. I'd rather get a Captain Carter Hot Toy, which is going to look way better looking. That's going to look exactly like Captain Carter herself, compared to not saying that the Marvel Legend doesn't look like Captain Carter. It sure does, but you're going to see the big difference. And Hot Toys is expanding to where they're doing deluxe editions and they're doing collector's editions. A good example is Ronin, Hawkeye. I got the deluxe edition, so he comes with the hood and everything else. and that's sweet, you know. And I mean, for $10 more for the deluxe edition, why
Yeah.
not? You know?
Yeah, and then one of the knock. I mean, it's not their knock, but it's to their it definitely affects them. Is that Hasbro uh, gets their rendition of a Deadpool going a year and a half before the movie's even out.
Yeah.
So you don't have that 100% accurate, and then that's why we're getting like the this last line that's 100% accurate to the movie, because now you've got those 2 extra years of Infinity War or something like that to be like, okay, well now we can lock it down tight with this figure, that figure, something like that. So you do it does sting having to rebuy the same figure, So that's what I mean.
Yeah. It does suck on that part, because then the value of the figure kind of goes down, which it's not always about that, you know. But just seeing it, like a good example, these remolds for the Star Wars. Don't get me wrong, I love Black Series.
Yeah.
I got a few of them, but I'm getting tired of just seeing them redone, or it's in a different color, or you know, they're being exclusives. And if you come in a place that you don't have many stores, it's hard to find. Like that Rex, I haven't found that.
Yeah, that Walmart exclusive Rex, it's going to be tough. And for me, I don't think there's a better line right now pushing out better Star Wars figures than Black Series. I mean, yeah, sure, you can spend $250 on a Hot Toy, $200, but for the price, I think Star Wars Black is doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Your next level up, you're paying 80 to 100 for your next step up.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't have a problem with that. But like when Black Series is giving you a repainted Mando for the 5th time, it's like, no, well, maybe now instead of buying that $30 to $50 Mando twice, I'll pass on it twice. That's $100. Maybe I could put that 100 towards a different kind of Mando that I want.
Yeah. Like a good example, we had that charity event for Sith Care because of his home and everything, and the prize possession was the Mando child Hot Toy figure, and the guy that won it, Mr. B, says that he's very happy with it. It's very impressive. It's his first Hot Toy figure ever. Of course, I don't blame him for wanting it. A lot of people were like, I don't want the Hot Toy, I'd rather give it to Josh. But to each their own. There's no. He still helped out in a way where he paid for so many amount of slots, and he says it's wonderful. Like, he would have never expected to have a Hot Toy, for the price. I mean, if you think about it, guys, that figure is almost a $300 figure. That's with shipping and everything, and he only paid $50 bucks for it in a certain way, because I mean he put in for the spots. I mean, you can't go wrong with getting a Hot Toy figure at $50.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's Lady Luck definitely has to be on your side, guys. If you don't know, John Joker with a bunch of other guys organized a kind of a charity drive for someone there whose house burned down during the holiday months. So that went towards the Hot Toy, and then the proceeds would be given over to him. So yeah, just a wonderful thing that John Joker does for.
Well, I would do it for any of you guys. That, like I always say, and that's the beauty of having friends. And like you said, thank you so much for putting the thing of friends and family. Because that's what it means to me. It's not about you guys go to my channel. I don't have a bunch of subscribers, and I don't care, and I don't call them subscribers. I call them friends and family. And I've made a lot of friends along the way. Fabulous Disaster, you, oof. You guys are good friends of mine that I get to talk to, and I know we don't get to talk to it like every day, but time to time we look out for each other. Hey, how's it going? What's going on? How's the baby? And things like that, and that's what keeps me going with wanting to do YouTube. Of course, I am taking a little break. I will be back soon in March or April once it's my anniversary, and of course, I'm gonna want you in it. I know Saturdays are your time, but I want to do an 8-hour stream, and I want to have you in as a guest.
Oh, good.
And of course, there's gonna be giveaways and certain special things going on. I'm gonna, of course, finish the trivia contest, the trivia tournament, and also do maybe I can get the Star Wars Trivia Rumble going that day, but I want to see how it goes, because I want to have a few guests. Talk about sports, different subjects along the way, and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no,
tune in on that.
Sounds good. Count me in, and apologies to your wife for keeping you on as long as I did. I know. It's, you probably had slotted. It happens. The Wolfpack tour review. We're kind of like a vacuum of space. People get
All right.
You get drawn in, and then now you're here. Now you're here. Poor Phil Jones. Poor Phil Jones from our friend from the UK. He did like a 5-hour stream with me. So it was just me and him, and he's 8 hours ahead of us, mind you. So for him, it was quite late. So thank you to Phil Jones for doing that.
Look, Tasman's already. Is it March already? No, Tasman. I just decided to do this live with Wolfpack because I had to clear some things with the fantasy league. I won first place. I won the championship, and I'm kind of not happy about it because my man next to me did not reach the championship, and then he's the one that I wanted to face the most because he beat me twice, and I'm still bitter about it, just like he is.
Hey, if you're still bitter, you could always turn that money in.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, he ain't that bitter.
No, I'm bitter that I wanted to face you. That's where I'm bitter.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. That would have been fun. I mean, it was a fun season, and like I said, we created the league so that we could do things outside of just the plastic of what we know each other for. I think just talking to you guys throughout the stream, you guys will see me in my sports apparel. You guys start talking about your sports teams and things like that because it is we do so much more outside of this, outside of YouTube, outside of figures, outside of we've got jobs, we've got families, we've got things like that. So it's good to get a bigger picture of each other's lives outside of this.
Oh, yeah, fabulous! He's not. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually take a picture of the little one with the Wolfpack onesie and the little Dallas Cowboy hat that you send me. It still doesn't fit him yet, but I'm waiting for him to grow a little bit so I can put both of them because he's still too small for those. For the onesie and the hat, because Fabulous sent me a cowboy hat and then he sent me an infant cowboy hat, so it was pretty cool. So I really appreciate him and Greedo, both of them. Thank you so much for that. That was really cool. But yeah, like Wolfpack says, we have other things that we're interested in. If you want to, Wolfpack, I think you should do it. But there's something that you were doing earlier in the Instagram when I accidentally video called you, and there it is, guys.
Oh yeah.
That's tomorrow, and he's tomorrow too.
Yeah. We are going head up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, and this rivalry goes back to the 70s. The 70s was the first time the Niners and Raiders, or the Niners and Cowboys, played each other. 70 and 71. Everyone always remembers the one in 82 where the Montana drops back to pass, Dwight Clark.
The famous catch.
Yeah. The catch. And then man, that's kind of what sparked the rivalry. Well, I was all of negative 2 months old when that one happened. Tom Brady was actually in the stands for that game too. So that's
he was what, 9 years old?
I think he was like 3.
3? Okay.
3. Yeah.
Which seeing every time I see the catch, it breaks my heart because Clark passed like about 3 years ago from ALS.
Yep. And
it's just sad to see that, and especially you see the guy from the Saints also going through that, and I don't even know if he's still around, but I know he was coming to the games in the chair and everything.
Which guy we talking about? Because I think even we're talking about Buffalo. Jim Kelly, I think he was going through. I think he was fighting cancer.
He was facing cancer.
Yeah.
The guy that he's the guy that I think he blocked I forgot his name, but he was with the Saints. The guy with
Drink him if you got him, says ooh.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. I'll tell you right now, because he wasn't big. Steven Gleason.
Okay.
Steve Gleason. He's still he's still alive.
All right.
Thank goodness for that. But he has ALS, just like how Dwight Clark is.
And it's
he found it late.
Yeah, right now it's an unwinnable battle. We don't have a cure, and it's very sad because within a matter of 5 to 8 years from being diagnosed to that's about the lifespan you have, and it's sad. It's sad that someone larger than life can be taken from you like that. That's
Oh, that's right. Steve McMichael also has ALS. I forgot. And you know what? You speak, talking about that since I work in the medical field. If you think about it, pretty much any neurological disease you get, and I'm talking about neurological in the brain, kind of brings you downhill. One that we've kind of controlled a little bit more now with dopamine is Parkinson's. But Parkinson's does bring you down. ALS brings you down. A stroke brings you down. Alzheimer's, severe dementia. There's no stopping those, you know.
Sorry, no, I didn't want to laugh at what you're saying. It's Goku. Wolfpack is Goku, and Johnny Flippers is Vegeta. Let's say we're 1 and 2. 1 and 2. I don't know my Goku and Vegeta that much. I just know that they're characters of.
So what Ofoop is saying is that you're better than me.
Yeah,
That's what he's saying.
yeah. It's what.
But I'm and he calls me Vegeta because I'm small. That's why. That's short.
What's your height? I know we're not supposed to ask you to.
5'7"? I don't care. 5'7".
Yeah,
Yeah, just say it. It's short. Yeah, it's short.
it's about average. It's about average. Let's
Yeah, I don't know. I see a lot of Hispanics now that I look up. I'm like, damn.
9'2". I'm like 5'12". 5'12".
Alright. There you go. You're either 5'11" or 6'0".
Yeah, I like to say 5'12". 5'12". 5'12".
Okay.
With Book of Boba.
Yeah.
Have you been watching Book of Boba or not really?
Yeah, I've been watching it.
What do you think so far? Give me your thoughts. I'm gonna go grab a refill. I think someone said drink them if you got them, and I don't.
Well, let me go get one to drink one.
Yeah. All right. So
I'll be right back.
I'll do a quick recap. We're on season 3 or season 1. Sorry, episode 3 of Book of Boba. Is it what you guys are expecting so far? Is it for me the biggest things got answered right at the beginning. I was like things that I was talking to Hero Collections Brandon, right, and I was like, what's one thing that needs to happen needs to happen for the series to be successful, right, John? What's one thing that needed? We're 3 episodes in, but go take us back to before the season or episode 1 aired. What were some things that needed to happen for the show to be successful? For me, I wanted, for sure, I want to know how he gets out of the Sarlacc pit. That's a must. That's a must. And then we'll talk about the other stuff, but for sure that one, I needed to see whether it was in flashback form, whether it was in, you see it happening as it happens or what. But that was something that we needed to see.
So let me ask you, on seeing him come out of the Sarlacc pit, were you impressed by it, or you prefer the Legends?
So the Legends way I kind of like better. Blasting out was if you guys haven't seen the comic panel, you just Google Boba Fett Sarlacc pit comic maybe, and you'll see it years ago that one came out, and then someone made a fan film of Boba Fett coming out of the Sarlacc pit, which was actually a little bit better than this one. Not to knock this one, but I know that people automatically we're thinking, well, Hasbro's going to try to sell you that version of Boba Fett now, covered in the sand and the muck and all that, right? They have the mold there. They sold us a mud Mandalorian. Why wouldn't they sell us a sand Boba Fett?
I'll give you my opinion on the show.
Let me grab a drink really quick.
Okay, I'm having a Michelob water.
All right.
So I'll have a Michelob water, and after this, I'll probably finish. But I'll get back to where Wolfpack's saying. Of course, we're down to episode 3 on the Book of Boba Fett. Of course, there's 7 episodes. They haven't said anything if there's going to be a season 2. I guess it depends on how this one goes. From what I've been hearing, a lot of people have not been impressed by the Book of Boba Fett. Of course, because it's not the Mandalorian, but you guys got to understand, Mandalorian was a different thing. It was the first time a new character was coming out for the Mandalorian. Of course, this is Boba Fett, which I know everybody's saying, yeah, it's Boba Fett. They need to do something about it. I'll give you guys my opinions. I'll give you 2 different types of opinions when Wolfpack comes back of what I've been hearing, and the opinions on my part, which maybe some people are not going to like, but I mean, we all have different opinions, and it just that's what makes us uniquely different, I guess you can say. I know that Tasman and I were talking about it with Rebels and with Greedo. which of course a lot of people are going to beg to differ. I mean, I guess you could say a good example that a lot of people do like are the midichlorians. I frankly didn't like the midichlorians. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Baby's crying, guys. I didn't like the midichlorians because when I used to see the original Star Wars, to me it seemed like the Force was something spiritual, something that it was just out of nowhere that anybody can get. When they brought the midichlorian counts in and saying that, oh, you need to have these midichlorians to have Force powers, which in a scientific way, I understand. And that was my thing, is that it kind of went from, original Star Wars, original. I'm not talking about 97 edition. Original went in from spiritual to when it went to prequels, it became more scientific. But I mean, I'm not knocking it down. I mean, it's just something that I didn't care for, but everybody has their opinions. Some people like midichlorian counts and some people don't. And that's what makes us unique and different and special about us, And Bob, the awesome Bob, Peacemaker. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, you're gonna be waking up to something very, very something that people will be wanting to do a cancel culture on. I believe. I don't believe in any of that wokeness or cancel culture. I think we should all have. We shouldn't be where we're at. We should just, if there's something you don't like, don't watch it and let somebody else watch it. It now these days it's more like if somebody that doesn't like what they say in Peacemaker, they're gonna be like, no, we need to cancel that and you need to stop watching it. And I don't see that. If there's things there that that like a good example, I'm not into the like RuPaul's Drag Racing. I'm not into that. But that doesn't mean that just because I don't like watching that nobody else should watch it. So why cancel that? That's their thing. And with Peacemaker, I know that a lot of people are going to be like, no, you need to cancel this. And I don't see that. I don't believe in that. I believe that if you don't like it, change it and don't worry about it. And let somebody else enjoy it. So we're talking about, somebody talked about Peacemaker. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I haven't yet. I think as soon as I'm done with Sopranos, I'm gonna start jumping on that one too.
Well, just to give you a little heads up on it, it is very controversial.
It is okay. So it's similar to what's the other DC one that they had, the Titans, right? Or
not so controversial like that one, but it's a little more because of things that they say and things that they do. But to me, it's not really controversial. It's just something that is a way of life sometimes. But
compared to like say The Boys,
there you go. Kind of like The Boys, but a little bit more funny-esque. I mean. Okay. I don't know. Fabulous says Peacemaker is fantastic. I think it's great for where it's at. John Cena. This is what John Cena needs to do in the movies. In the movies, yeah. Well, yeah. So they gave him the space. They gave him the space in the show. You could that's apparent right there to let him spread his wings and let his acting chops fly. It's your show. You're headlining the show. You're gonna run it. Which he's done that with movies. He's done that with countless movies where he's the main lead. It's like Blockers.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Blockers is something where he didn't. Okay, so the movie flopped. But it was all on him. It's not flex or muscle and to rip your shirt off and do that stuff. It's be funny. It's make cock jokes, make dick jokes, basically.
Yeah. Right? Another. What was the other one with the comedian, that female comedian?
It wasn't Melissa McCarthy, right?
No. Amy Schumer, I think it is.
Oh yeah. Where
she was dating him and he was acting kind of like he was on he loved men, the way he would say things, and he wasn't trying in that one, and it was funny to me. Like in Fast and the Furious, what is it, 10,000? It seemed like he was trying there, and I'm like, I'm
trying to look like your brother.
He didn't look like nobody's
brother. Yeah, that's.
But yeah, check it out, and yeah, I think Bob, the awesome Bob, says it's similar to the Harley Quinn animated. Yeah, it is in a way like that, but I'm glad it's on HBO Max. You have 3 episodes premiered, so you'll have something to watch, and I think you're gonna like it. But let's go back to Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, so Bob Awesome Bob. So right now we're on episode. So he first debuted in episode 2 in live action form, but Black Chrysanthemums goes back to Legends. I think 2015 might have been 2015,
Yeah.
16, somewhere around there, right? Um, just this one episode is showing me that Hasbro is reaching the rush on the Ranker makes a lot more sense after Wednesday night or after Tuesday night. We're able to watch it at midnight here on midnight Tuesday. Going, technically it's Wednesday. It's still midnight Tuesday.
Wednesday,
for us.
yeah.
But yeah, we're able to watch it then. So from Tuesday night on, I was like, well, it makes sense why they were trying to push this thing out so freaking fast. The same way that they were slow with getting us Grogu, Baby Yoda. For 6-8 months, people were just calling Baby Yoda because there was no official name. He had no official name. There was no merchandise to go with this cash cow named Grogu, right? So yeah, you can definitely see the urgency in them by pushing out that Rancor and still not having a painted model, still having just 3D renderings.
Well, now we know why I didn't get back, bro.
Well,
you want to know why?
We know why they were pushing it. We know why they were pushing.
But you know why I didn't get? You know why I didn't get back?
Why didn't it get back?
You didn't have Danny Trejo come with the Rancor.
That's yes. Robert,
I bet you if you were to put that figure of Danny Trejo,
Robert Rodriguez and Danny Trejo are freaking man. They have not been split up. I don't think since when was Desperado? 94?
94,
95, somewhere around there. Yeah,
yeah.
The two of them. You can't. Yeah. He can.
So I was telling the chat. I have two different opinions. I mean, pretty much opinions where I've been hearing people, and then my opinion. And my opinion is gonna be simple. I don't know if it's gonna piss people off, and that's fine. I'm just stating my opinion. I don't want to piss people off, but I don't think I will. I've been hearing a lot of people not impressed by it because it's not the Boba Fett that we've been wanting before Disney bought it out. It's the Disney Boba Fett. So instead of seeing the bounty hunter that people want, they're seeing what Disney wants, and I get that. Other examples like those gang bikers.
Yeah.
Those guys should have been in Coruscant, not in Tatooine. I mean, how the hell are you gonna look so pretty and then be in the workers?
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the first one, right? The last time we saw Boba Fett up until this, he's sitting on the throne, right? He's taking over. The title itself is Book of Boba, so they're gonna give you a breakdown. They're gonna give you a almost if you're old enough to remember the old David Carradine Kung Fu, right? It's got one of those feels to it where he's gonna be traveling every week is gonna be a different guest spot from this person, that person. It's I'm dating myself when you say something like Kung Fu. I think it ran in the 70s and in the 90s they did the remake, the Legend of Kung Fu Returns or something like that, where he has an American son, and then it's like a buddy thing. But the original was more of a Half Gun Will Travel. You could even date yourself even back further. Half Gun was like in the 60s. But it is one of those things where it's. But it fits for Tatooine, where you're going to constantly be wandering. You're constantly going to be wandering. I'm going to say that by episode 2, I was kind of done with the Tuscans. Like you've shown us everything you could with the Tuscans. Now I liked what they did with them in episode 3. By episode 2, I think I was done. So that's where I feel like some of the people might be putting out their frustrations, but. They also, like we said with John Cena, where when you get more episodes, you're able to flush out a character. Look how they were able to flush out the Tusken Raiders, who prior to this were like mindless. They were just you go off into their area, you're gonna get shot. You're gonna get you're gonna get sniped or something like that. Don't go into the dunes. The dunes are theirs. And
it shows that you can still get respect out of the Tuscans if you take care of him, and see, one of the things that I like about him becoming a part of the clan is that it reminds me of the one Jedi that became a Tusken Raider. I forgot the name of the Jedi, but that was in Legends. There was a Jedi that actually became a Tusken Raider.
Yeah.
And actually Darth Vader went after him, I believe, and killed him off. But it reminds me of that. My only complaint with the Book of Boba Fett is that I feel like in coming to episode 3, feels like it's being rushed for the certain amount of time. Like they're trying to jam pack everything, which they shouldn't.
Well, okay, so
But
it was only a 39 episode or 39-minute episode, episode
yeah,
3, which if you cut credits and dead time, probably about 30-minute episode.
30-minute up. Like the Black Chrysanthemum thing shouldn't have been rushed. They rushed him, and then they're like, okay, bye bye, and then, we know he's gonna come back and probably help Boba. Because he's a former bounty.
Or they're also setting up for the Obi-Wan show.
Or that, because Obi-Wan faced him.
Yeah. So spoilers in Legends when we say Legends, guys, because I know
But then again, remember, this is 5 years after Return.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan is between New Hope and Revenge, so it's a long ways.
Yeah. No,
so Obi-Wan's long gone and dead.
Yeah, this is when Chrysanthemum was a much younger Wookiee, which Wookiees can live over 250 years. I think they've got somewhere around 300 to 350.
So, one of the things I gotta tell you right now, for Book of Boba Fett getting bashed a lot and not being liked as much, this is all I gotta say. It's freaking Star Wars. If we wouldn't have this right now if Disney didn't purchase it. I know it's not the Boba Fett that we want, but it's the Boba Fett that we need, like it says in Dark Knight. I mean, we're getting to see a character that we hadn't seen in a long time that we wanted back. Not the way we want, but we have it. So I think we need to just give it a shot. It's 3 episodes coming in.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Remember, guys, even Tamara Morrison, who actually played Jango Fett, he's older. He's older. He's not going to be able to run around like he used to.
And that's I wouldn't say it's one of the knocks. It's just something you have to accept. If you want the fanboy appreciation of getting your Tamara Morrison as Boba Fett, then you have to take him for what he is. He's over 55 years old. He was people are forgetting he played Aquaman's dad in Aquaman. So he's up there. I think maybe Jason Momoa and him need to start getting that belly down, because that was even in Mandalorian. I was just like, oh, he's fat now, huh? Okay.
Yeah, you can tell he lost a little weight.
Yeah,
for this
he definitely has. Episode 3, he's still a little pudgy of a guy, but I'll give him that. He's over 50. What would have been great was if right after we see him in Attack of the Clones, he heads over and starts shooting this little show with George Lucas or something, and you get him almost age appropriate, because in this show, right, if you're say he was 10, maybe 12, and in Attack of the Clones, put on another 25 years, maybe he's roughly about the age that Jango Fett was when he was beheaded, maybe roughly. So it would have went in line perfect, and you still see that slim body that fell into the Sarlacc pit. You're gonna tell me 5 years of Sarlacc pit did that to you? Or not even, because when he comes out of I think they did use a body actor that was slimmer. So,
yeah.
So somewhere around your time with the Tusken Raiders, those the water, the liquid in those eggs, it's very, very, very carby. Very
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, you guys, that we got to understand, is that not a lot of people are thinking this. When he got out of the Sarlacc pit, we don't really know how long it was, because the way everything is looking like it's adding up, it looks like he's been in there for at least a few years. We don't know what the acid did to him and what okay, look. Good example. They were saying that Obi-Wan was 57 years old in A New Hope. He got that old in a few years.
That's that double sun.
That double sun, the sands, and everything. So, being in a Sarlacc pit, coming out of the Sarlacc pit, being treated as a prisoner in the sand. We don't even know how long he lasted in the sand. I mean, it says from day to night, but it could have been 2 days, 3 days. We don't know.
Yeah.
He's gonna be weak.
Yeah,
he's not gonna be the way he is.
That was another thing. It's like he spends a lot of time in the bacta tanks. If you know the Star Wars lore, you know the bacta tanks, right? So for people coming in, it's almost like a hyperbolic chamber on steroids. It just gets you right. It gets you right, and clone troopers actually kept a little bacta canister while they were in combat. I like what they're doing, where he has the flashbacks every time he goes into the bacta tank. It doesn't look like we're gonna get it. I would kind of like to see some stories that are not Sand People. I think we kind of fleshed out everything we could with the Sand People. I like that he gave them the trade routes. Right now, you got to pay these guys. what's going to happen with these primitive people now that they're getting currency? Well, they're going to start getting better guns. They're going to start getting better weapons. All of a sudden, you see that one of those sand people was working mechanically, was working on the speeder bikes. So they're learning, they're adapting to be modernized. So I thought that this clan that befriended Boba was gonna become the dominant force in at least in the dunes and of Tatooine. But sadly, episode 3 saw that. It was one of those things where you were like, damn. And then on rewatch, it was a little harder when he says bye to everybody when he first leaves in his bantha. He says bye to everyone else. The second time I watched it on rewatch, I was like, damn, that's the last time I'm gonna see you alive, bro. So it's not for sure that everyone got killed. The chieftain got killed. We don't know for sure that the youngling got killed and the female warrior.
No, the youngling did get killed because
the smaller staff,
the
right?
small one. Yeah, he burned the smaller staff.
It looked a little bit different. We saw the youngling with a little bit of a different staff, but yeah, it's
because he wouldn't burn the staff if he didn't see the body.
Yeah.
Now the female trainer, that's the one that I think is still around and
something was able to somehow either wasn't there when the attack happened, or the chieftain told her to leave or something. But I don't know. Your best warrior was probably going to want to stay and fight. I don't know. That's just me.
It's hard to say. I mean, I mean, we'll find out what goes on because a lot of people were guessing it right. With that's another thing is that there's too many things that are being hinted that everybody already sees. Like a good example. I know Vern from Oakhurst Studio, who's also part of the 3 Men and the Monkey Lizard. He said, "I want to see Boba Fett riding a Rancor," and it looks like it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what's gonna show dominance. Of course, things are being changed because now, Rancors could be they'll attack when they're being,
Well, I mean, even in Legends, there's always been subspecies of Rancors. Different planets, when they're taken off world, they almost start evolving to their surroundings, similar like a Darwin effect. So the original Rancors were from Darthamir, and little by little, like they would get pulled, as exotic animals do. They get pulled from their natural environment. So I think the Darthamir ones are the biggest ones, but there's different Rancors on different planets that look a little bit different.
Which is good that Danny Trejo's Rancor trainer said that. I like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, again, we wouldn't have anything right now. So I'm happy with what's going on. I mean, there's a few things here and there that I'm like, I shouldn't have gone with it. Like the biker gang. I mean, that they shouldn't be that clean and pretty.
Yeah,
I think they should be rugged.
I think I get what they were trying to do with giving them like a classier, almost a because even the speeder that the mayor had felt like almost like a drop top Cadillac. It felt like a 1950s style chase. Right.
Yeah.
The one thing that maybe would have fixed those speeder bikes, because I'm okay with the bright colors. That signifies this one belongs to this person. This one belongs to that person. That's how you tell them apart, right?
Yeah.
They were very Vespa, and not to knock the Vespa, but here in the States you don't see them used that way, right? So it's if they would have changed the bottoms. Because the bottoms were very wide, very almost half cupped or U shaped. You change that to give me a shorter, more stout speeder bike. Still in those bright colors. I still like it. I still like the idea of it. It's just they didn't really move very fast either. When it was almost a slow speed chase.
Yeah, well, the chases were people are kind of a little bit disappointed of because we've always seen high speed chase things like Return of the Jedi or the pod racing, which looked fast, and in this one it looked like two power chairs. I mean, I don't know. But it of course they had to do something different. They did the whole where he went through the paint.
Yeah, that was a callback to an old painting. I think Luke Skywalker was missing from the painting, but that was a callback.
Well, if you noticed, they said Luke Skywalker, but also who was missing was C-3PO, who would always be behind Jabba. So this was before the things happening, and it was kind of cool. I mean, the callback where he went into the potatoes and it fell in. looked like Back to the Future.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Which people were comparing the biker gang to, which was pretty funny. And then
from part 2.
we got the inclusion of the Melu run, which is a fruit made famous in Rebels. I think in Clone Wars it gets brought up too, but in Rebels multiple times. So and that's Dave Filoni. That's Dave Filoni trying to tie all these things in together, which I thought was really cool.
And you know, like I was telling people, it's not like everybody's like, it's not Mandalorian. Well, yeah, Mandalorian was a new character that was brought in, and they had a different idea. You know, this is Boba Fett, which I think what people would want to see, and I'm not saying, I know this TV show went kind of like it went off and it didn't fit in, and it went crappy at the end of the final season. But if you were to have him kind of like do a Khaleesi at the end of Game of Thrones where she went bad, and you have him being like, well, I'm the new Daimo, and this is what we're going to do out of respect. And, you know, he says, we're going to rule with respect.
Yeah.
And he gets tired and goes back to being a bounty hunter kind of type of guy. I think that would fit in with him, and people would be a little bit more satisfied with the show.
The thing is, Boba Fett has this lore about him, you know, similar to Han Solo, where there can only be one. With Boba Fett, we have the benefit of having him masked. I know a lot of people back in was it 2002 when Attack of the Clones, when you first get when you find out who the template is, you're like, this freaking guy. I mean, Tamar Morrison, he was not an instant hit, instant success. I think it took Clone Wars for people to start liking him, and he wasn't even the voice actor for the clones. It was a completely different actor. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Boba Fett has this lore to him where it's the hit or miss is going to be so vague with him. It's like, no, well, Boba Fett doesn't do this. Boba Fett is honorable. That's why he does it. Boba Fett's also a bounty hunter. Bring him in dead, bring him in warm, or bring him in cold to a
former bounty hunter in a way.
Yeah.
You can say right
okay,
now.
So here's another thing. My whole thing was episode 1 and 2. I was saying, why does he care so much about taking Jabba's spot? It's Tatooine's a shithole, but is what I was calling it. The twins were in episode 3 stated the same thing I was saying. It's like, it's a rock. We're not gonna fight over this one, but
which it's all bull. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because there's a lot of money in that rock. A lot of it's on the roots, the spice roots. The spice roots. If you guys know the legends, there's a lot of money. Spice is what they use as drugs. They don't say drugs. They don't say powder or whatever.
Spice.
They just call it spice. Spice runner. Spice. Han Solo. One of your favorite
spice
characters.
Run.
Yeah, was a spice runner. But yeah, the twins touched on it. That it's just a rock. I was saying that too. It's like Boba Fett travels from every side of the galaxy. Why would he be content with just hanging out here in Tatooine, this dump, this backwater planet, no water, this and that. But in that same episode himself, he even reiterates a former bounty hunter. Like he hung it up. He's tired of chasing that. He's obviously 50-something years old. No matter how much time you spend in a bacta tank, I don't think they can rejuvenate.
And he's lost. If you think about it, he's lost. He's lost being stuck in that Sarlacc pit, because when he came out, and then he in of course episode 7 of chapter 2, of season 2 of The Mandalorian, when he's going up to try to say in the trap, I think it was the trap or the tragedy, he's all like, they're back. The Empire's back.
Yeah.
And he doesn't realize that the Empire's not really back. Yeah. So, and of course with and like if you read the books, even when it was Legends and now in canon, right now the New Republic is in shambles. They don't even know how to control things yet. They're kind of like, oh, no, yes. And with Tatooine not being a part of the New Republic, it's easy for him to establish a base, establish what he needs to do to become his own leader, or whatever you want to say, boss.
Yeah.
So I get why Tatooine.
It's like the barber that knocked out Suge Knight. It's like, well, you knocked out the champ. What are you gonna do with it now? I don't even remember that guy's name anymore, but I do remember Suge Knight getting served. So it's when there's always a power vacuum. There's always a power vacuum whenever, say, Escobar goes down or something like that. The next one pops up. So tell me this. What do you think about the twins so far, for what we've seen, and why did it take 5 years for the twins to come back and try to claim Jabba's post? Jabba's, his outpost way in on this spice route.
I think, honestly, I think the twins already had something to do with that post. It's just they had Bib Fortuna, and I think that them and the mayor have something to do with it. I think the mayor has a lot to do. I don't think he's with what are they called, the
Pikes. The Pikes.
Pikes. Yeah, the Pikes. I just think that they already had a kind of they knew because they had the letter running. But I think since right now they were in Hutta, I think it is. I think they were in the planet Hutta.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Their core planet is Hutta.
Okay, I think they're trying to see what was going on with the Empire going down and with the New Republic, that they weren't in Tatooine like they wanted to be. I think that's why it took them the 5 years.
Yeah. Okay.
And especially the fact that also, I feel that they wanted to go look for the people that actually killed Jabba.
Now we'll be taking on the New Republic, which is a burgeoning empire. For people that aren't fully into Star Wars, like me and this guy, the Hutts actually they're on the Outer Rim, so they're in a system where is out of Imperial space. So the Empire didn't even go in there and mess around with them. I know in Episode 1 or Episode 4, sorry, in A New Hope, you see the Empire on Tatooine with a pretty strong presence, but that's only because they were searching for the droids. They've got no business that deep into the Outer Rim. Their core planets are further. And think of like, I don't know. Let's use our system, right? Let's say the sun is Coruscant, and then these other planets. Tatooine would probably be like Neptune. That's how far out in the Outer Rim that half the galaxy in the Star Wars universe isn't even explored. That's how.
The outer rim is the regions. After the Outer Rim, it's like the regions of unknown space or something like that. They say.
Yeah. It's
where that's where they find out about that's where we see that, according to canon, that's where Snoke came around, where the first origins of the New Order came around and all that. Give me a moment. What's up?
Yeah. And then I said that while one of the Vespas have 23.
Give me a moment, bro.
Yeah, all good.
1 minute.
All good. We'll go full screen, and then that was one of the things that stuck out to me too, was that Vespa with the unnecessary amount of side views. I was like, what? Come on, man! It's you're making it that it has to be, you're making it too cheesy. You're making it commercial. And it's to the point where, like, I think the only person I know of is Dan Hu that paid real money to get a Squirrel Girl on her Vespa, and now that Vespa is coming back into the fold. So it is what it is with that one. And then let me see what Jamie says. His life changed for the worse when he took the bounty from Jabba, and so he probably feels like he owes Jabba. He's owed Jabba's kingdom out of respect. Okay, so the bounty for Han Solo, which he came through. He came through on his end, right? He delivered the carbonite frozen Han Solo, right? He's no good to me, Dad, which was a different voice actor. Back in the late 70s, and I think it was 80 and then 83 for Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. There actually was no Tamar Morrison in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Completely different voice actor. It was more of a raspy, more of a smoker's type voice. He's no good to me, Dad. He sounded kind of like that. And then once Attack of the Clones came in, it all started to get unified to where they voice dubbed over them in all these other ones. But yeah. All right, man. Well, I think we're getting close to heading out, man. We're almost at the 3 hour mark. I said we were gonna go for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. We doubled that time. NFL football is on and kicking right now. We'll probably slide over and do the and watch that. If you guys want to check out the review of this one, it'll probably be up by tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow I'll have this one up. all the fancy accessories, all the doodads. You know what's up. You know what's up. So we'll just chill out and talk, man. What do you guys think of this Casey Jones? While I got him in full screen mode, comes with 3 different bats. A Jose Canseco bat. People pay money for this stuff. It's a funny line. So I actually had the Playmates one back in like 88, 89, somewhere around there. And he looked very similar to this one. Now I know the Playmates version is probably like the most dead-on sculpt of that one. But this is pretty close. I remember my brother making fun of me. He was like, "Oh, look, this guy's got ripped up sweats," and it's because we were all GI Joes, and I was that kid that had to be different and start collecting Ninja Turtles. I don't know. I like the franchise, you know. So he's making fun of me about the figure. He's like, "Look, he can't even afford 2 shoulder pads for his football pads, right?" He's to put it lightly, he's like, "This guy's a bum. He's a bum." Crime fighter. He ripped up sweats. His pants are all swept up. So he's making fun of him. Look, I mean, he's got they're sneakers, but it almost looks like he's got bags of string holding them together. Real cool feature is that he comes with multiple pucks. And you guys know Super 7 Ultimates give you almost, let's call them virgin pairs of the same accessories, and you can customize them your own way. So it is a little more. Let me flip it this way. It is a little more, I would say flex, but I could see the price hike in the $50, $55 that you're going to be paying because you're getting this. You're getting the option to do whatever you want. Do whatever you want with the figure. But yeah, it comes with a ton of hands. I like the accessories on this one. All right, let's get Johnny back in the building. Johnny Flippers, what's up, my man? What's up?
Nah.
Went to go check some football scores. It
was 13-6 right now, but 2-minute warning, and I know that the Bengals 20-6 now. Bengals.
Okay, it's not looking good for Raiderland.
Not yet.
I saw a meme earlier this week. I think it's Figures with Floor, Life with Floor. Life with Floor posted a thing on her stories. Says Raiders, Niners, and Cowboys are in the playoffs. It's going to be a toxic week, and it has, man. It's you're at least here in California, the majority is Raiders, Niners, and if you're in Southern California, then now you're seeing a lot more Rams, which they're obviously they have an NFL team now, but for a good. That's good. Yeah, for a good 20 years, they didn't have a team, so you didn't see any of that. But yeah, it's a lot of people you run into. It's just like, oh, it's.
I mean, I still miss San Diego having a team and Oakland having a team. I mean, it's just, I sometimes think that a team should never leave their. But then again, who's to say? Remember, the Washington football team is not even from Washington. They were from Boston. Not even from Boston. They were in a smaller town. You have the Cardinals, which is the oldest team in the NFL. They were not even
the most travelingest team. Well, okay, so they originally started out as the St. Louis Cardinals.
Not even. They were the Chicago Cardinals.
The Chicago. Wow. Okay, so that outdated me by that one. Yeah, I mean it's an old league. We're going into our 100th year almost, right?
We're already past that. I think.
We're at 102.
Yeah.
We're at 102. I mean, look at the Denver Broncos, when they were some of their retro uniforms. God, those things are ugly, but the Denver Broncos have been around for a while. The Chicago Bears have some really ugly retros. The Jets, I think, used to be the Titans back in the days, right?
Jets were the New York Titans, yeah. And the Titans were not even...
The Titans used to play in Houston. They were the Oilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the Oilers, yeah. And then the Texans were not even...
No, they're expansion.
The Texans, they were actually Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
And the Kansas City Chiefs used to be the Texans when they were in Dallas.
And I want to say the Cowboys used to be the Colt 45s at one point, right?
No, the Cowboys came in the '60s. They were a new expansion team.
Yeah, someone used to be the Colt 45s, and they changed the name on them.
And then the Bears weren't even the Bears at the time. They were the Chicago Staleys.
God, that's like, well, I mean, yeah. Sometimes you gotta. I get getting with the times. Look at the Washington Wizards used to be the Bullets, but crime, the murder rate in DC. Let's change that. That doesn't sound too PC.
Well, I mean, the Washington football team, the name they had wasn't even it wasn't even racial. The reason they were called the Redskins because they used to be called the Boston Braves.
Yeah.
From that team. Oh, give me a moment. My wife's gonna lead to the. Let me just say bye real quick.
All right. All good. All good. We'll mute Johnny. Let him do his kisses. Hey, I see Johnny Flipper's daughter. I seen her. I seen you. Tell us I seen you. He ain't ready yet. He ain't ready. All right. Yeah. Teams move around all the time. Look at let's see. What's another team? Dallas. They don't play in Dallas anymore. They're in Arlington. They've been in Arlington for quite some time. Even the old stadium before that was in Arlington. The 49ers don't play in San Francisco. They play about 25 miles south in Santa Clara. The New York Jets and the New York Giants don't even play in the state of New York. They're in the Meadowlands, New Jersey, across the Hudson River. So you know it's all geographical as long as you can. I guess your home address. As long as your home address can be in the city that you claim to be in, you can still keep the name. I guess I don't know.
It's weird because a lot of them don't play New England. That's why they changed it to New England because they're not even Boston anymore. They used to be Boston Patriots. But going back like the Redskins, they were the Boston Braves. Then they changed it to the Redskins because the owner knew that there was a lot of Native Americans around the area. He wanted to dedicate the team to the Native Americans. Then they were moved down to Washington, which kind of sucked. But people are forgetting about their history, that these teams were not named because they were being racial. And the sad part is that they didn't talk to the Native Americans about it. They just changed they took off the name because Dan Snyder doesn't want to lose the money that he has with the sponsorships with FedEx, Pepsi, and all those.
Yeah.
That was the only reason. And it sucks. Poor I mean, like they always say it, and I'm not trying to go controversial on this, but you take away from the Native Americans back then, you want to give them back something, and now you're taking it away again from Washington and from Cleveland, if you think about it, because the Indians are no longer going to be no more.
Yeah, let me give you a 2-word phrase that carries volume from like 2020 on, and it should have for many years before that, but white guilt. Guilt is moving bulldozers type strength. Is people will be because of that you will move mountains for a cause now, just because you're guilty of the benefits maybe that
I guess I don't know.
It's
I guess
I don't know.
I mean I don't know, but I just it's just how things are different with the times. But then going back to NFL, a lot of these things are people don't recognize. I mean, like the Rams, they were never from LA. They were from Cleveland.
Cleveland Rams, wow.
Yeah, Buccaneers, they were in LA at one time.
Yeah, I mean the Buccaneers. Well, then
they disappeared. They suspended,
and then they came out as the expansion.
Yeah.
I think it was like the '78 expansion or something like that.
76.
Yeah. Real quick before we, since we're on a football topic, NFL reigns supreme. NFL reigns supreme ratings wise. Anytime there's a night game, a primetime game, and it's going up against anything like Seinfeld or Friends or whatever. Well, they were smart enough not to schedule it on a Monday night, on a Sunday night, because they knew that the NFL reigns supreme in prime time. We're getting the USFL is going to be coming back.
Is it?
Yeah. Now we just had the XFL, and then we had the
COVID stopped it, and then you had the American Alliance.
Yeah. So what are you foreshadowing? One and done? One and done with this one, or are we gonna
with UFSL?
Yeah, USFL. Which back in I believe 84 or 85 was the last time we had it, and players actually got drafted. Steve Young, Jim Kelly,
and they got paid more.
Herschel Walker, I want to say, might have gotten drafted into the USFL as well. So it's I don't expect that. I don't expect them to reel in the big money free agents, which is going to work when you want to start a new league. They want your Devontae Adams at wide receiver. They don't want your guy that got cut from 3 other teams. They want your let's use the first time in the XFL, Tommy Maddox. Tommy Maddox was your MVP, and he's barely a starting quarterback in the NFL. You know that they don't want. That.
I don't even think he's in the NFL anymore.
Oh, Tommy Maddox, no, he passed the torch over to Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger.
Yeah, back in
Raiders just scored.
Nice. All right, just before the half.
In the last few seconds, yeah. So
just
it's 12 to 20.
That,
right
I'm sure Valley 559 and company will be happy about that one. So they're down they're down 8 points at the half. All right.
They just need us this probably hit the extra point, which
nice.
Either it's a hit or miss now since it's far 25 yards back now. If you're gonna put it in the spring like XFL and American Alliance football, it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work at all because people are watching other things.
It's not football time. It's not football time. You're
exactly.
Right. You're
We've already been set to
18 weeks of NFL football plus playoffs. People are a little bit. I get the window where they're trying to hit. I get the demographic, right? People are, the Super Bowl just happened. We got a little while until the draft happens, so you need something to keep you busy with it. But I definitely get that where it's not football time. Maybe August when NFL teams are like trying to get their
it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work when you do spring summer. I mean, because we've already been so used to this. And if you think about it, not 100 years, but maybe 75 years. Yeah. It's football at this time to this time.
Yeah,
we're even cutting it close for it to be more in February because now it's going to be in the second weekend of February, the Super Bowl, and that's a little too far out. I think
that is especially when there's a week in between for press week. When they started making that mandatory, that now you're definitely for sure you're getting into February. It used to be New Year's Eve was kind of the cutoff where the regular season ended, and then you had all of January to fight it out, and then bam, come for first week Groundhog's Day, you get your Super Bowl. But now it's going to be pushed back. The only other time that it was that late was I believe 9/11 because the
2001 Rams and Patriots.
Yeah.
Because they missed out on week 2 or week 3, I think it was week 2.
Hit. Yep.
Yeah, and and it's cutting it close. I mean, to me, it was even. We just barely finished the regular season, and that to me is like, wow, that's cutting it close because we're already in the mid part of January, and it feels weird.
Yeah, it was a long season.
But I think we're already so used to that because you got winter to spring, you have football, you have hockey, you have baseball coming in, which I know a lot of people these days don't follow baseball as much. But it's still, like they say, America's pastime game.
Well, for the people that do, catchers and pitchers report by mid-February. Catchers and pitchers are already locking it in. So yeah, definitely, I see that.
So nobody's really looking into a football season in spring going into summer. It's not gonna work. And if you do it in the fall, you're not. I mean. Unless the NFL starts becoming like WWE, where AEW is starting to step up, and you have the USFL do that, then it'll probably work. But NFL's so monopolized already, it's so big. You cannot have another.
So one of the things that they were incorporating from all these defunct leagues, the NFL started taking some of those rules and incorporating them in. One of the ones that I really liked, although it was getting players hurt, it was legit getting players injured, was what the XFL did. Instead of having their coin flip, you had your two fastest, your speedsters, line up at the 50-yard line, and then you place the ball at the 20. So they had a 40-yard sprint, and whoever came up with the loose ball had the you either receive or you decide to do it in the second half. Now that was that was a balls to the wall interesting concept. Same thing with no fair catch, right? Which in 2002 we didn't know anything about concussions. We didn't know if a player got a concussion, just don't go to sleep early tonight. Don't stay up till 10, stay up till midnight. Just little what's that called? Like a witch doctor type treatment. We didn't know what we know about concussions now. So for the XFL to have a rule like that, no fair catches means someone's going to get wrecked on every kickoff play, right? Now knowing what we know now is that's why we put seatbelts in cars. That's why you put car seats on your children sit in car seats. You didn't know those things. You didn't know them then that you know now. But that was a very balls to the wall, aggressive attack from the XFL the first time around. Now, if they were able to get a few star players with some of that money that Vince McMahon, that we know Vince McMahon had the money to sign bigger deals, but didn't, went cheap. Maybe that league would have rivaled the NFL at least for a couple years, not just a one and done. It's if you want butts in the seats, you need those names. The Rock and Triple H aren't gonna do it alone.
I mean, do you think you can consider the XFL 2.0 a one and done? It didn't even really start if you think about it.
Yeah, no, and for as much as I wanted to give it a chance, it was very hard to track. I mean, Trent Richardson was your leading rusher, I think, in the league. Which
the American Alliance Football.
Oh yeah, that's right. The second,
because it was the Alabama. What was it called? I forgot they were, but the Alabama something train rushers or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was the leading league, but again, that's Trent Richardson. He didn't do so great in the NFL.
No.
And it's just. I don't see any other league coming in. American Alliance tried it. They lasted almost the whole season. They didn't even have a championship. I think the only league that I know that made it, but now they're done. They've been done for a good while now. Was Arena Football League.
Yeah. And Arena Football League, I want to say they ran concurrent with the NFL in that fall-winter schedule, right? But they didn't do it on days when the NFL was playing. It's it's like I don't know, let's say when mammals were first appearing and dinosaurs were the dominant creature, right? You kind of in the shadows when the dinosaurs aren't around, you come in, you get your thing, you dip out back to your cave. That's what the arena league was doing, and it did run for a bunch of years. It had a bunch of teams. I think San Jose have the SaberCats. I want to say here in the Bay Area. Of course, Kurt Warner was the Admirals or the Aviators, something like that.
Aviators, something like that. Yeah, the American Underdog. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Canadian Football League it's not. I'd say that's like the minor leagues, the Canadian Football League, but because it runs, it's getting ready to start now, right? Is the Canadian still going?
I thought it ended. I'm not sure.
Well, but Canadian football started after the Super Bowl, after NFL Super Bowls would be done.
I'm not too sure. I mean, like you said, I think the only way USFL will work is if you start it like the same way like the NFL, but not too many games, because you're not gonna have too many teams. Then you're gonna have to do it on a Tuesday and a Thursday or a Wednesday and a Friday or something like that. I mean, and even at that, you're cutting it close with Fridays, because you have a lot of people love their Friday night lights.
A lot of people love college football. College football is, I mean, on Saturdays, these stadiums, it's not just me and John that fill up these stadiums. We're talking 100,000 people in a stadium to watch Ohio State, to watch Michigan, to watch, of course, the elites of the elites have the 100K plus in the stands. But yeah, it's I don't know. I mean,
look, and if you think about it, people have been trying this for so many years. That's the AFL was his own thing, and then they emerged with the NFL, and that was it with the AFL.
Yeah.
And that's when you see AFC and NFC.
Yep.
And I'm glad they did that. I mean, I thought it was a good emergence, but you can see that the AFL was trying
before our time. But yeah, you definitely. If you know your ESPN classics, your NFL classics, you know that they were two separate leagues and they merged together. And it's been celebrated ever since. Al Davis played a big part in that one.
Big time. And Clay Hunt's dad, I think, the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. I forgot his name. Lamar Hunt, I think it was.
Lamar Hunt, yeah. Punky Brewster in the building. What it do?
So I don't know. I don't know about this USFL. I mean, as to me, it's gonna be like another college football game where you got to learn new players, new quarterbacks, and you don't know, and it's like, and then they're gone right away to the NFL, and you're like, oh, I remember him, but I didn't know he was in the NFL, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things with starting a new team is learning everybody. I mean, I'm the original time with the XFL, the San Francisco had a team, so it was something definitely weird that Raiders and Niners got to share a team. because we're pretty much split on the Bay. It's San Francisco has their baseball and football team. Oakland has their has their baseball and football team. So lines are clearly
Where's
drawn.
Golden State at? They're not in Oakland anymore, right? They're in San Francisco.
They were right next to the A's and Raiders, and now they're right next to the Giants in San Francisco. So now the Golden State Warriors are in San Francisco, but the last championship they won was in Oakland. So
So Oakland lost 2 teams instead of 1.
yeah.
What is it with Oakland that they're losing their teams?
Bro, drive through Oakland and you'll find out.
Nah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know nothing about California.
I'll take you. I'll drive you around.
Yeah.
I'll drive you around.
Is it becoming like Detroit, where it's like really bad and where the
So
economy?
California, the Bay Area as a whole is San Francisco is a sanctuary city. So it's and I mean the pandemic didn't help at all either. But there's just communities of shanties everywhere where it's just and you can't knock it because there's no census on it where 19 people or 27 people live in this community. Let's move on. It's a constant move. There's no way of accurately tracking people, so there's no way of doing clean. Everyone's like, well, just clean it up, throw it all away, move them out. Well, it's not that easy. People live there. You can't just bulldoze through this stuff when there's residents, occupants in it and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I mean it's not easy at all because I mean the whole system needs to be changed. I mean, a good example, like here in Texas, we have that problem where people are like, "You think we should secede?" I think it's the best thing to do to secede from the country of the United States because the way it's going. It's like, okay, and how are we gonna do it with currency? What do you mean, money? Oh, I never thought of that. I go, there you go. What are we gonna do with military? It's the U.S. military. It's federal.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with that? Oh well, yeah, you're right. And it's like, see, you just can't. It's easy to say, but it's not easy to do.
See, the thing I like about Johnny is he's a proud Texan, but he doesn't. I can have a conversation with someone. I know they're from Texas just for they have a certain swagger about them, right? Like almost like a well this wouldn't happen in Texas type thing, right? You get that vibe from him. With John, he knows where he's from, but he doesn't throw it out there like, well, yeah, we got our steaks are this big out here. We do Whataburgers out here, It's
everywhere is going to be different, and everybody's going to have something unique and wonderful and great that that is different, and then I mean, everybody's gonna get tired of their own place once in a while and see something different. And I mean, really, there's nothing there. This even in the States, it's so big that there's different places that have unique things that you will not see in your own state, and that's what makes it great. And that's why it's not like, oh, we have this, we have that, we have this. It is what it is. I mean. Yeah, I love Texas. There's pros and cons to it. Like there's pros and cons to places everywhere else. That's how it is. We just gotta be happy because we're in a place where we're how do I say it?
Well, the fact that we can state our opinion about what we think means that we're in one of the greatest countries in the world. Where I can tell you how I feel, you can tell me how you feel, and no one's gonna kick down this door or that door behind you because of what was just said.
We take for that's what I wanted to say. We take for granted the little things that we don't realize. A good example. I had COVID again this past week.
Oh, sorry to hear
I had to be in the couch. It's okay. I'm better now. I was in the couch here. My daughter was in her room. My son and my wife were in the other room, and I couldn't touch them. I couldn't hug them. So those little things like that was so difficult for me. And now that I can do it, it's like, man, I'm taking things for granted, and like It just little things like that we need to realize. Like we need to appreciate that because one day we might not, we might not have it. I have my opinions with this, and I don't want to go into politics, but like I have my opinions with this president. A lot of people are saying a lot of negative things. I don't want to say negative things about him because we're still okay where we're at. I'm not saying we're great.
Yeah.
Well, we're okay. There's things that could be fixed.
I'm going to say this about our current administration. Yeah, that approval ratings are in the toilet and Sleepy Joe this, Sleepy Joe that. We are not physically, as Americans, we are not fighting each other in the streets because of what our what the head person is telling us to do. That's the one takeaway that I'm seeing right now from how things used to be.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's gonna ever be perfect, and I just think that we're forgetting to just appreciate things, whether they're good or bad, because things can be worse than what they are. I'm not always saying that it's gonna lead to being great. It can always lead to even worse, but we just gotta take the time and appreciate what we have right now, because if not, it's not gonna be. I mean, we take things for granted, and we do take things for granted in this state, and one day we might not have all the things that we have right now. So we need to change up and realize and appreciate things a little more. That's all I'm saying, I guess.
I got something for Fabulous. Let's do a figure price drop. Let's do that's who I want in 2022.
I get that.
Let me get some, or in our next presidency, 24. Sorry, is you want to wow me? Get prices back down to 1999. Get Marvel Legends back down to 1999. You want my vote. You want my vote. Get them back down to 1999.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that, Fabulous. I mean, I granted, I understand that. I mean, the price is probably different in Texas than what it is over there. But I mean, if we can still try to get it to a certain point where we're still okay, to where we're gonna make it, and then things change back to where it's a lot better. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, yeah, I do complain about the food. I mean, goddamn, we're Texas is the place where we get that steaks are made, and our goddamn steaks are fucking $100. Excuse my language. And it's like, what? It's just, I don't know. It's just sometimes I think, yeah, like I said, it could be better, but we're not in the worst where, we can't still get stuff in our homes. We still can get some stuff in our home.
Yeah, no. If you're in a country where Amazon Prime exists, you are winning, bro. You are winning.
Yeah. Granted, Fabulous. Now you can't get, you can't get fruit and sodas and stuff like that. Like if you or water, then that's where I'm gonna say, yeah, we have a big problem. Now we should complain.
If you're in a country where your toilets flush, you're doing
better
than us.
There you go. That's what I mean, Fabulous. I mean, I'm not saying, like I said again, there's no reason. I'm not saying there's no reason to complain. Yeah, we're humans. We should complain. We have a right to complain. That's what makes this country great, because really the way we got to see it as, and that's what we're gonna say it, and even Wolf knows, the country is run by the U.S. citizens. By the citizens, not by one person. By the citizens, and that's why we vote. And that's all I'm going to say. But yes, I agree. Bring our toys down. You got our vote.
Bring our toys down, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Drop the price of plastic, 2024.
Make toys great again. Is this where we talk? Yeah, you can defend them. I mean, that's fine with me. I'm not gonna get butthurt about it. Yeah, I'm not.
All right.
I even said I admit it. Yeah, before I get off, let's talk about
predictions. Cause me and John are great friends. This rivalry is something I see that blue, and I still to this day I get angry. I still think of 92, 93. I still think of getting bounced out of the playoffs in 97 because we did this wrong or that wrong.
That's funny how you say that, because you know what? And I see that San Francisco. You know what's the only thing that pisses me off about San Francisco?
What's that?
Terrell Owens doing what he did on the start. Yeah, that's the only thing. I don't give a shit that you guys beat us for the Super Bowl 29. You guys deserve it, all that, and that's it. But what's gonna happen tomorrow? I guess you can say that'll be me and you. That should have happened in the championship.
Yes, you're right. No, definitely. That'll be a microcosm of our season. What would have happened? The what if.
Yeah, so I'll just stick to that. But
okay, so
give me a moment, bro. Give me a moment. My wife's calling on the phone. Give me a moment.
All good. I'm gonna go over it real quick. 49ers have under Mike Shanahan, Kyle, sorry, Mike's his dad. Under Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan, same thing applies to him. Have always had great running games. Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan know how to run the football. They know how to find that diamond in the rough runner. Our leading runner, a rookie, has he almost had 1,000 yards. Only played 15 games this year. No, less than that. I think something like 12. So yeah, 49ers have a really good run game. Cowboys have a really good defense, but you can run the ball up against them. You can throw the ball up the middle, which is where Jimmy Garoppolo likes to find George Kittle. Now, obviously, defenses can game plan for players, but that's one of the matchups you're gonna have to look for is the George Kittle up the middle. Kittle up the middle, as we like to call it here in the Bay Area. Can Kittle get loose? Can Kittle keep busting these guys? Obviously, you're going to put a safety, you're going to put a linebacker on him, but that's going to take away from the run game where you guys lack. So you're taking that extra guy and putting him on Kittle. Now you're short when the rookie runs up the middle on you. On the flip side of that, Dallas Cowboys had one of the best offenses in the league. Both their running backs, with Ezekiel getting 1,100 and then Pollard getting something like 700, so 1,700 yards between the two of those guys. They can run the ball. They can run the ball. Plus, they got CeeDee Lamb who can stretch the field. They got what's his name? The other receiver. God, I forget his name. He used to be with the Raiders. Good player too. CeeDee Lamb's going to the Pro Bowl. On defense, Cowboys have a really good secondary, so we'll see how things go on that one. I'm not gonna go in cocky like that, guys, because it's the playoffs. Anyone can slap you in the mouth and then keep it pushing. 49ers are riding a high streak. Are they tired? Are they tired of running? The last 2 weeks have been playoff games for them. Historically, when teams have their backs up against the wall, they might hit a funk. But these 49ers are as healthy as they've been in a long time, injury-wise. Players are coming back off injuries earlier in the season, so you're almost at full strength right now. Pretty close to 100%. So it's going to be a good game. I mean, there's good games. There's a good game going on right now. As soon as we're out of here, I'm going to head over and start watching that football game. Have my basic beers. If you guys are still in the chat, let me know you're still in there. I see Fabulous talking about he's a Rams fan, so he's a Stafford guy. Well, he's a Stafford guy. Was he a Rams fan when Stafford was in Detroit? I don't think so. I think he just became a Rams now because Stafford's here. Good come up. Paid a lot to get him. Good come up though. Looking back on it, was it 3 first rounders? I think 2 first rounders. It was at least 2. Maybe a third, but yeah. What do we rate? I like this flight stand. This flight stand is actually not bad. The flight stand has held up. One thing is there's nowhere to. Well, no, actually you pop this off. You pop off the claw. Wish I'd seen that. See, that's one of the things you notice when you're not live. He's got a little port. Plug him in, and now he's a little higher. Doing all those flying ninja kick poses. Pretty dope figure, guys. Check them out on Entertainment Earth or our sponsor, Big Bad Toys. No, I'm not sponsored by Big Bad Toys. But I was watching a JC video, and even Killer Mike was like, God, how many times is he gonna say the sponsor? But yeah, JC. I think if you were to turn on a counter every time that JC says his sponsor, you'd be at least in double digits. At least double digits. But it's for all we know. Big Bad Toys tells him, hey, in each video, for you to get your full amount of paycheck, you need to say Big Bad Toys this amount of time. Because he says it a lot. JC says it a lot. You see this figure, as you can see, we can get it with our sponsor, Big Bad Toys. And, our sponsor, Big Bad Toys, it's a lot. It's a lot, is all I'm saying. I'm really a Lions fan, says Fabulous. But I want to see Stafford do well. Yeah, no, and like I said, he's historically, career-wise, It's automatic. He's going to get you 4,000 yards, pretty close to 30 touchdowns. But he always played in that system that of Detroit where, you're picking first overall. You're picking, it's the whole thing with Detroit is, yeah, our team is garbage, but look, we got Stafford. Stafford will throw you, 3,000. 3,500 is not undoable for Matt Stafford. 4,000 not undoable. He's done it plenty of times in his career. He's thrown for 5,000 yards, which is the new benchmark. If you want to be an elite passer in the NFL, throw for 5,000. Then people will take you serious. First year in the Rams organization, he broke the franchise record with 45,000 passing yards. The guy can ball. The guy can ball. And then Jamie's still in the building. All right. We're gonna be hanging out for just a little bit. I think we're waiting for John to come back on, and then we'll say our goodbyes. And we'll jump over and watch some NFL football, guys. Thank you guys for everybody hanging out. The review for him will be up a little later today. No, the review for him will be up tomorrow, but check him out. I'll put the description on Instagram if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, that's where that will be at. Let me see what's new over here. Yep. Come talk trash. Come talk football trash. Shout out to the Wolf Mother. All right. But yeah, what did you guys think of Book of Boba so far? What are your thoughts on the Book of Boba? See, the thing is, I'm a big Boba Fett fan. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I'm gonna let it ride out for what it is, and whatchamacallit, and try to. Once the season's over, we're gonna say, oh, you know what? That season 1 of Book of Boba wasn't too bad. Was not too bad. So just write it out. Write it out is all I'm saying. Chrysanthemum, Black Chrysanthemum, that dude is dope. Get him in figure form now. We've got was it Longclaw, I think, from the video game from Clone Wars or Knights of the Old Republic. He dwarfs Chewbacca. He dwarfs Longclaw. This guy's gonna be huge. Give him this big old blaster, big old crossbow that he's walking with. Get him his freaking armor. He's gonna look. I don't have him in this room. I got him in the other room. He's gonna look very similar to like Gladiator Hulk from World War Hulk. Give me something like that. I'll pay the $30-something to get a deluxe form of that figure. When it's something that big, I definitely do it. Definitely do it. But yeah, guys, I think we will log off. I got the Wolf Mother. The Wolf Mother is texting me that she wants that she's getting hungry. So never keep a woman happy. You married guys know what I'm talking about, man. If your woman gets hungry, man, feed her. But yeah, Book of Boba's all right. Yeah, it's not. I don't hate it. I'm gonna keep watching it. Midnight, 12 p.m. on a Tuesday, you can guarantee I'm going to be in front of that TV because spoilers on Instagram and all that stuff will give it away. Give it away now. But yeah, let me see. I enjoy it for what it is. Episode 2 was my favorite, but Black's amazing character, and the Afro Comics is a plus. Yeah. I like where they're going with Black Chrysanthemum. I didn't know his name. I was like, how do you say his name? Chrysanthemum? I was like, chrysanthemums, like the Christmas plant, that thing. But yeah, pretty good character and flushed out right. They're gonna be able to for years upon years in canon. Black Chrysanthemum is canon now. You'll be able to use that character for all your other TV shows. He's gonna be able to bounce around, just like Bo-Katan. Shout out to Bo-Katan. She's her. I guess they greenlit the Bo-Katan TV show. I think that's gonna take place of what Cara Dune was supposed to get. So Cara Dune being dropped opened the door for Katie Sackhoff is the actress that plays Bo-Katan in Clone Wars and Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry.
No, all good. What do you think of Black Chrysanthemum as a whole, as a character? Where do you see him going forward?
I don't know. It surprises. That's all I gotta say. I think the dude looks badass. I'm glad that they brought another Wookiee in.
Yeah.
Another one that I think everybody's liking. They're just not liking the way they're going right now with him. But I think he's a badass. I think it's cool to see. like I said, another Wookiee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we've seen other Wookiees like in Solo and in Revenge of the Sith, but not one like
Yeah,
how we
where
had
Chewbacca's
Chewbacca,
depth,
you know.
like an in depth. You get to because I almost feel like I know this Wookiee's personality. I'm gonna go this way real quick, and you're gonna see my Wookiee right over here.
Nah, yeah.
And yeah, there's some similarities to that cat and Black Chrysanthemum. They give those evil looks where you're just like I can't trust you. I can't trust you.
It should, yeah, and that's how Black Chrysanthemum is, and I'm glad they brought out another character that is out of Legends, and that's what they need to start doing.
Fleshing him out. There's backstory to him. You can tell his story. You know, if it's one of those bridge episodes, you know how you get those in TV shows. That's what people that's what people always say about, especially now how Disney Plus is doing your week by week instead of stream, dumping them all on you, and you can watch them at your own pace. When you get those bridge episodes, it's a boring time from week 1 to week 3 because you get that bridge in week 2 where like we probably got in this one. This is a bridge episode where 4 might be a little bit better. I mean, no, they're not the first show to do it. Look at Clone Wars. Clone Wars had a lot of episodes where you're like, this one wasn't that good. But guess what? In 11 seconds, we get the next one. So you can binge watch that one. So that's what I'm getting at. From week to week, you're gonna get those episodes that are not great. You just kind of have to bear with it. As a whole, the series is good. What'd you think of the fight scene with Chrysanthemum and Boba and all those guys?
Too rushed. I think they should have waited till. I don't think having him go and I mean, we knew that was gonna happen because they're all like sleep well, Boba.
Yeah.
In second episode, so I already knew. I was like
that look. That look that Chrysanthemum gave him when on episode 2, he's like.
Yeah, so I already knew like this guy's gonna go after him in the back to tank or when he's asleep or whatever, and sure enough, I was like, yep. Just that little thing where the twin said, the Hut said, is like, sleep well. Like, oh great, now they're gonna attack him on his sleep. Wow, how noble of you to, you guys are really scary for telling him to sleep. I think to me, it's just cowardness, and I just think they rushed it with that, and I think they should have left Chrysanthemum to fight Boba later on in the episodes,
little bit of a build up would have been good. Because definitely if you didn't know anything about the character, episode 2 you're like super intrigued. You're probably googling who the heck is this guy or who. I think they almost nerf gunned it a little bit. Where they gave you a watered down fight, just like in episode 2 where with the bounty hunters. That one could have went, which it did. It turned bloody, but I think it could have turned bloody a lot sooner. I think they messed around with those little power shields for just a little bit too much, and then the Gamorrean guards came and backed them up. With Chrysanthemum, I would have liked some of these new characters, some of this fodder maybe, because you don't need. I rewatched it twice. There's something like 6, if not maybe 8 of those of the workers of the cybernetic workers.
Yeah,
you could spare one of them. I would have really liked to see a Wookiee going balls out, just ripping arms out of sockets.
They should have ripped the girl's arm out. I mean, not just because she's a girl, but just because she had a cybernetic arm.
You can repair it if she's a main character, which she is a semi-known actress. So for you to lose her in the first 12 minutes of your show, I can see you don't want to do that. But she's got a cybernetic part that can be attached. He spoiler alerts, guys. But she stabs Chrysanthemum. He turns around, picks her up, and just rips the arm off.
What it should have been.
That you would have been like, holy, no one's safe. No one's safe. With the Gamorrean guards, I would have liked him to be a little more vicious as well too. Like I would just love like him grab just a quick knee to the face, and you just see like green goo explode everywhere from the back. Not so much that he killed him, but he really injured him, right? Because the Gamorrean guard did get injured, and then Boba offers the back to tank right after. But to see a little more visceral, because there are certain ways you can get around things, right? Like a cybernetic robot getting ripped apart is okay with Disney, green goo coming out of someone's body or orifice is okay.
Mhm.
You just can't do it with red. Similar to like how G.I. Joe started moving things over, or even Ninja Turtles started including the foot soldiers. Well, yeah, you can get your Ninja Turtles to rip through with a katana on a droid, not so much on a person, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, they might have missed their mark there. I would have liked it a little more visceral. Is what I'm saying. Going back to the whole, if you want to do Boba right, Boba doesn't. Boba's not PG-13.
Nah, he shouldn't be.
John Van Damme in Deadpool. I like that. I like that. And then Jamie says he'd much rather have a Bo-Katan show than a Kira.
So it's gonna be a Bo-Katan instead of the the Rangers of the Republic.
You know
Not
what?
gonna be that anymore?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I know that Cara Dune was going to play a big role in the Rangers of the New Republic, and so was so was the pilot that we saw in
Hera,
yeah,
Syndulla?
that too, but the pilot that we saw when they're in the ice crystals with the ice spiders in Mandalorian.
Are we talking about Dave Filoni's character?
Dave
Or the
Filoni,
other
but then
guy?
the other guy, the Asian guy. The Asian
Yeah,
guy
okay.
He was gonna have a bigger role in that. Is that on hold now with Cara Dune or getting?
I'm hearing that it's no more.
Yeah,
that
see,
it's
so
out of
then
production, I don't know.
something else has to get greenlit. I know.
So, before I go, because I know my time's coming up.
Yeah, we're all going. We're all going.
Two more things. Just one thing on
All right.
Star Wars, and then on the game.
All right.
I saw some teaser. Salacious Rum had this teaser about the Knights of Ren.
Yeah.
That happening.
At this point, it's all speculation. It's all speculation until we get somewhere. From what I heard, I've only seen bits and pieces of it. But the trailer looks a little legit. But I mean, there's some really good fan movies right now that look very legit. So until we get at D23 or something like that, them saying that Knights of Ren is for sure, that's when I'll know.
Yeah, but then again, we hear this a lot with Kathleen Kennedy. We were supposed to have Rogue Squadron. Now that's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Rangers of the Republic. That's not happening anymore. I mean, I haven't even heard anything with Ahsoka.
Yeah, well, I think either what's her name? Ren is either joining that cast or she's gonna be getting her own show. I know that they announced an actress that's gonna play Ren. So, you know, and at the end of Rebels, they ended their animated versions of themselves kind of ambiguous, where they were like, oh well, let's leave this open. We don't want to close the book on them because we know that a few years down the line we're gonna get this network where we can make pretty much anything we want.
Yeah, the Time Vault or whatever is the Force Vault. It was something where they were in between two worlds.
But I mean, like Dave Filoni knew that eventually he'd be able to paint this bigger picture that he's kind of touching on a little bit.
Yeah.
So I honestly I think that the Star Wars brand is in good hands with Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy kind of. Okay. So in Mandalorian, I think it was in the season finale. They did a scene where it was all female, right? Where they take out the droids, and it wasn't so in your face about it. It was kind of just like, yeah, the chicks did it. This is the kind of the subtle way that Kathleen Kennedy needs to
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But don't be pushing me that the Force is female. Don't be pushing me like all females are better than men. No. There's women who are going to be a lot better than men. Like some men, they're going to be a lot better than women. Just the same way as men. There's some men that are going to be better than men. Like how some women are going to be better than women. Don't throw us about, female.
Yeah.
Because Princess Leia was a main female role. You can't say, there's not a lot of females. No, there is. So I don't mind seeing that all females join together because that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was a good scene, and they did it perfect, and that might be Disney as a whole saying, "Hey, pump your brakes, make it gradual." Look how good they did the A-Force come together in Endgame, right? And no one needed to put a magnifying glass, but like, "Hey, A-Force."
Yeah.
You said it on your own, like, "Whoa, that was that was dope. That was the A-Force." No one had to point it out. No, just like in this scene. But I get for decades, that you're alienating yourself from a whole other sex, which there's what like 4 billion of them on the planet. So if you want some of that 4 billion, some of their wallet of these 4 billion, let's start including them in here. They were just very very harsh about it. Very harsh about it to where it's in your face. Like it's.
I'm all for females and stuff like that for women because they are one of the dominant sexes right now, and but I don't need you to tell me that the Force is female when the Force is just something that's made up, that is like something that we consider as a spiritual thing. It's not a female or a male thing. And if you're just gonna be throwing things down our throat with just one sex and not all in general, then you're going the wrong way. That's the way I see it. But whatever, that's my opinion. I don't see anybody being more dominant than the others. Everybody's different in their own way, and that's what makes us special as human beings. Again, like I said, there's some women better than some women better than some men, just like some men are better at this with some women, and some men are better than what some men are in this thing. Or persons or whatever.
Transitioning back to football, I still think that one day we may see a female place kicker. It may happen. It may happen. They're at the collegiate level. There's girls that can hit 45, 50 yarders.
And I'm all down for that.
Yeah.
I want to see a female coach. But the day that you do that is the day that you need to start fixing up the head coaching position where there's only one minority coach. Well, there's two minority coaches if you think about it. Ron Rivera and Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Everybody else is gone. You only have two owners that are minorities. Khan from Jacksonville and Mrs. Ford from Detroit. That needs to change up before we see female head coaches and all that.
And Khan made his money through football, not American football. So Khan's fortune came from soccer. And he parlayed that over to the NFL. So I wouldn't say he's not a minority, but he didn't. I mean, if you ever
but I'm talking about in the NFL.
Yeah. If you ever put together enough scratch, because no one person has enough money to buy an NFL team.
No, not anymore. Not these days. Not anymore like how it was before. Going back to our thing, final score 38-17 Niners.
38-17. Wow, really that much, huh? Okay.
I think Dak's gonna fuck it up. Sorry to say.
Yeah,
gonna screw it up. Our defense is gonna keep us there, going, but I just don't see Dak as how I used to see him as his rookie year. I don't know what's happened to him. It seems like the star has gone on his head, just like how Romo, we saw something in him that we thought, oh wow, and then all of a sudden
kind of leveled out. Yeah, so I know what you're saying, Romo. Yeah, the bar was set very high after that. The field goal, right, against the Seahawks. After that, the bar was set real high. Like, don't kill yourself, kid. You're gonna be there. You're gonna plenty more chances.
Yeah. So I don't know about with I don't know with this guy and with Ezekiel needs to be out. I'm sorry. I don't think Ezekiel's the running back there.
Right, well, see, John's got a reverse psychology where he's gonna make me think that the Niners are gonna go in there and just slap people around. This by no means is gonna be a cakewalk.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close, but then at the end of it.
One of the best offenses in the league this year was your Dallas Cowboys. Now my Niners lack in secondary. Corners in particular get picked apart. You guys are your wide receivers are one of your strong suits to go with your running backs.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we will. It's gonna be they match up well on both sides of the ball. How San Francisco can run the ball against your defense will determine if the Cowboys get those 2 turnovers per game that they were averaging all year. And
we'll see.
I think that's also going to come down to it. The winner of the game will be the one with the least turnovers, the least amount of turnovers.
For sure.
Yeah, and I mean that's almost cheating because that's the easy way. Whoever turns the ball over will lose the game. So, but that's also saying the last person to hold the ball is going to be the winner.
Yeah, that's what I got to say, but. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'll give you a call tomorrow, though, for sure.
Yeah,
after the game.
Definitely a good game. There's going to be many an animal on a barbecue grill tomorrow on both sides of the country. I mean, there's many animals cooking on the grill right now because of the games going on, man.
Which I'm going to get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. Guys, well, we want to thank you for hanging out with me and John for the last 3.5, almost 4 hours.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here on the live. I won't be on one until for sure when I get back.
Yeah,
so.
hey, anytime.
But this time I wanted to get on this one because I wanted to tell you that I'm still bitter about it.
Yeah, I know.
But it's all right.
I know you got your thing going on, man. But you are welcome. You are welcome on this channel anytime, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, just give me a holler, John. Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Joker's Funhouse of Figs. You can follow me there. You can follow me in Twitter at Joker's Home, and on YouTube as John Joker.
Okay, Joker.
That's it.
I for a little bit I thought about getting the Twitter. I thought about getting the Twitter for the channel, but I was just like,
I really don't use it much, but if you can you want to message me there, that's where you find me. I don't really post things on there yet, but I'll see how it works. But
Yep.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next week. This guy will be up tomorrow. Look for him. Turn on those notifications. I'll get that review up tomorrow. We'll be back again next Saturday. Playoffs are going on all month, so maybe we go with this 12 p.m. start time for us here on the West Coast. Just so I don't want to compete with the NFL. That's not a winning. That's not a winning
thing. And then if your team makes it through, which they probably will, you got to see them. So.
Hey, just saying, Super Bowl is in Los Angeles this year. That's
true. That's true.
That's right down the road. I can drive down there.
Which we'll talk more about football.
Yeah. In the coming weeks. As football fever ramps up, guys. All right, guys. All right. We will see you.
You guys take care. See you guys in the chat soon.
Yep.